His name was Pork Pie. You also look at, you know what I mean?
I'll take that as well.
You know
then.
that programme?
The actual show was called Desmond's.
Desmond, sorry. That was a character was Pork Pie, wasn't it?
I know that show, Desmond. I know that show.
Jim, you dressed really well today. You look lovely.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, man.
You
It's
too.
very
You're
cunning.
looking good.
Are you
looking good?
What about Benty? Miss Benty out?
Benty needs his 1-2 sorting out, but I like his flip flops.
You're happy with them?
I like his flip flops.
Jimmy, who's dressed better today, me or Benty? Honestly.
Let's not go into that. Let's not go into that.
Oh, you don't
Let's
upset
not go into
Benty.
that. No.
Are you enjoying Miami? How long have you been here? When did you land?
I've just landed. I've just arrived.
Today?
So, this morning.
Oh, wow. Okay. From where? Where'd you flying from?
From LA.
Okay. How long's that flight?
5 hours.
How you feeling? You good?
All good. Ready to go.
How excited are you about the prospect of this game tomorrow?
Yeah, very actually. Two good sides. Norway is really surprising a lot of people. Well, they're surprising me how good they were against Brazil. A little bit lucky here and there because if Guimarães scores the penalty, it's a totally different game. But they didn't give a lot of chances away. And then you have the crazy one at the top. If you give him chances in the box, he's lethal and he will score goals. So two really good sides. My favorite is still England, should win. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a cracking game.
Jimmy, what did you make of the performance from England in Mexico?
I think Mexico played better. If you're honest, Mexico played better with the ball. Football is not being played only with the ball. I think England showed a lot of character and were lethal at really important moments. Saka didn't have his best game, but still came up with a great moment where he gave Bellingham a great assist. But England does need those players like the Sakas, like Gordon, who's playing a lot better now, to play their best football.
Let me ask you both. I'll come to you, Stuart. You've both played in World Cup semi-finals. What's it like preparing for a quarter-final match? Does it feel any different to any other game before in the tournament?
I think the only slight difference this week will be England went into that Mexico game with, you know, a mentality of a bit of adversity, high altitude, all of those types of things. So they probably, whilst they were probably with the bookmakers slight favourites against Mexico, they went in as a sort of underdog mentality. This game's totally different. You know, they've had a brilliant result in Mexico. They've got to make sure that they don't drop off slightly because they're going into this game thinking we're favourites to win this game. And you know what football's like, it catches you out if you've got that mentality.
Jim, did you feel different going into your quarter-final?
No, not really. It's one of those matches that, you know, get to the semi-final. You know, I think we were playing Yugoslavia, and it was a tight game. And Edgar Davids, I think, came up with a winner, last-minute winner. But listen, these guys are going to approach this game just the way that they have to, and very relaxed. You can see that the atmosphere in the camp is very good and quite relaxed. Yes, they're going to be the favorite. Yes, they have to approach it differently. You don't want to play too much in your own half and in your own box. You have to keep Haaland away, as far possible away from your box. So, yeah, the approach will be different, but I think they will really relish the opportunity. Really be happy that they are in the opportunity to go to a semi-final, and you have to find a way to enjoy it. You know, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Piercy, how many more gears do you think England have got, first and foremost, and have we seen the very best of them yet?
How many have they got remains to be seen. I think that as a level of performance, it can get better, and more importantly, it's going to have to get better to get their hands on the trophy. I think. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it has to get better, and I've seen them from close. they have got a lot more in them. They have got a lot more in them. It's just that belief. I've seen them playing a lot better. Look, they're digging in, they're fighting, and that performance against Mexico, that said a lot about their character. But they can play and play football a lot better. They have got so many quality players. It just needs to come together and to be unleashed.
Stuart, let me ask you, I know it's such a football cliche, but how difficult is it to take one game at a time? When you get to, for argument's sake, the World Cup semi-final, are you sat in that dressing room thinking, we're not just one game away, I could be lifting the World Cup?
You definitely, you get to a semi-final, all of a sudden you think the big prize is just in front of you, you know, in a semi-final. But I think when you're in the quarterfinals, you're looking at the final, but it's for other people around. It's for people like us to speculate, you know, about the route to the final, about the semi-final, and talk about it a bit further. But I think most teams at the moment will be sat and looking at the challenge in front of them at quarter-final level. And at this moment in time, there was 4 seeds in this World Cup, and they're all in it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all still in the competition, and one of them's in the semi-final, France of yesterday. So it's going to seed at the moment.
Yeah, and there is always a surprise, you know. But coming back to your question to PC, I remember, you know, in '98, Aaron Winter was always saying, "We're gonna win it. We're gonna win it." Yes, you do think at the next game, but he was saying, always to us all, we're going to win it. I feel it in my bones. We are playing the best. We are going to win. We can't be, nobody can beat us. Nobody, up until the semi-final where we got beaten by penalties. But that belief of us, it was there, you know, and you have to have that belief.
Yeah.
Even though you have to think about your next game and concentrate only that next game. But you have to believe that you can get to that last little bit.
Sure, in the group phase, of course, the games come thick and fast. We've had a week off. We will have had a week off. Last Saturday was the game. The game is now tomorrow. That's only a good thing at this stage, after such a long Premier League, for most players, Premier League season. And at this stage of the competition, a whole week off. That's just good. There's no negative side to that, right?
It would depend on how the last game went, I think. It was such a slog in Mexico, both mentally and physically. I think the few days off that we've had leading into this one can only be a good thing, because it was a tough ask, Mexico. The travelling, dipping into there, the altitude, all of those types of things. They've had to go to the wire, to be honest with you, down to 10 men, all those things thrown in. Having an extra day or so to come into this quarter-finals is an absolute must.
OK. Both think we're going to win it, Jimmy?
I do think so, yes.
Okay.
I don't think that it will be easy. I think it will be quite close, but I think we will have too much for Norway.
Score?
We will.
Yeah, I've been part of it, haven't I? So I want England to do well. I really want England.
What will the score be, Jim?
2-1 England.
Stuart?
I think England will win 2-0. And then we reassess our focus if we're taking on the Argentinians or whoever in the semi-final.
That's the game, right? That's the game we all want to see.
I'm jumping the gun here, but I think England will be all right against Argentina. I've seen.
Hold that thought.
Honestly,
we'll have that
really
discussion in a moment. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Stuart, we're going to let you go. Is that right?
I'm afraid so. Yeah, there's a big rugby match on shortly. So
the one that's live on TalkSport 2.
the one on TalkSport 2 that you're suggesting not many are tuning. You'll be surprised.
I would be very surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's one now. I thought it was none, but it's going to be you. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy tomorrow. I don't know if we're seeing you in the morning here, are we, before the game?
You
coming in or
don't
not?
think so.
Okay.
But
well, if
you're desperate for me, give me a shout.
We're always
I'll
desperate.
put my phone on silent.
We're always desperate. Enjoy the game tomorrow if we don't see you. Thanks for coming on. England legend Carl Walker joined a very special TalkSport kickoff show live from Miami earlier on in the week. Explain why he thinks the work of Gareth Southgate is the reason this England squad is thriving under Thomas Tuchel.
With Gareth, I think he probably got the nation to fall back in love with football. with what we did with Russia, with trying to bring obviously the media on board and everything like that, and just changing the philosophy or how people will see this England team. I think Gareth started this journey. Now, obviously, there's a lot of us that aren't there anymore that was doing that back in Russia, but there's still key players in that, and John, Harry Kane, Jordan Pickford, you know, Jordan Henderson. These are all key parts of keeping the unit together.
That was Carl Walker from his two-bedroom house somewhere in England, I think, Miami. Jimmy, it's interesting, though, what he's saying about the fact that the structure, if you like, is down to Gareth Southgate. Is that fair? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Gareth has been actually a long time with England, and is bedded in a lot of good things. And there was a structure, and there's still a structure, and it's up to Tuchel to build from that and look at things that he doesn't like and try to make them better, and things that he does like and improve them.
You were part of that setup, right?
Yes.
Have you spoken to him recently at all?
I haven't, no.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
He definitely has. Look at his face.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Jimmy, look at me. I don't want another lie on this show. You're lying about paddle before. Why have you not spoken to him? Is that not strange?
No, not at all. No.
All right. How did that relationship blossom? How did it come about? Did he phone you up and say, come and be a part of my England team?
Yeah, something like that. We spoke about it, and he said, look, and he offered me the job. And
Well paid?
not enough.
Jimmy, do you think Gareth gets enough credit?
No, I don't. And I've always said this. Football is a very strange industry. You know, they forget very quickly, especially when you get success. And people forget when he took over where England was, and what he have done. Let's not forget. Yes, a final lost, but never had a final outside of England. You know.
Yeah, but Jim, I don't see that as a success.
No, it is a success because that is where it starts.
But
that is where it starts.
We won nothing when he started. We won nothing
That
when
is
he
where
left.
it starts. That is where it starts. Get there first. Get the experience. Get some kind of, you know, people see what you're doing. How long has it taken Arsenal to become champions?
Right.
Yeah. And they got there. Yeah. It will take a little bit, but you will get there.
Okay,
if you
so
keep
with
on
that
doing
in mind,
the right things.
with that in mind, do you think we were wrong to let him go then? Because Arsenal kept hold of Arteta.
I think it was his decision. I think he had enough.
But do you think we should have kept him? Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah, yeah. I think at the time, he's done brilliant work, brilliant work, and you can look at it and you can say, yeah, but this should be better, that should be better, of course, and he will say the same. I need to do this better. I need to do better.
I disagree with you, Jim.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because I look at the Mexico game when we go down to 10 men.
Yeah.
And there are other games in the tournament. The first game where we
Go on,
Croatia, right?
Yeah.
We're not winning that game with Gareth Southgate.
Absolutely crap what you just
it's
said.
not. I tell you
No,
what.
honestly,
Well, let me answer, and then you can have your say on it. Because under Gareth Southgate, and I think anyone that knows football will agree with when you watch his style of football, he will never go for it. He always played too defensive. He played with Phillips and Declan Rice. He was always worried about losing rather than trying to win the game. And we saw that in the two finals he got to. The first one where Luke Shaw scored after 3 or 4 minutes. We didn't go and get it, and it was ours to win. And he, in my opinion, didn't have what it takes as a manager to get us over the line, which is why the FA, I think the FA identified that and went out and got a winner, someone that knows what it's like to win.
Okay.
And that, I think, is the difference between a Southgate that gets us to the final and does very well to get us to it, and someone like Thomas Tuchel, who's a winner and is brought in to get us over the line. That step that Gareth couldn't get.
Okay. Well, I hope that you're right, that he gets England over the line and gets England to win. But I disagree with some of your points. We're forgetting that, for instance, one game against Italy away in the group stage, England has never won, or it took I think in the 60s was the last time that England won in Italy. We went 2-0 up, 2-1. Luke Shaw got a yellow card, and we saw that game out as well. So. Short memory. Short memory.
No. But when you're, wait, let me come back.
You get, let me come back to that. Can I now answer your question?
You can, but let me just respond to that, because you're saying that is a yardstick of we hadn't beaten Italy for such a long time, and my point is, if we don't win the World Cup, you can't look back and say, but we beat Mexico. He did beat Mexico. They'd never lost a World Cup game in the Aztec Cup.
No, you're giving an example of Mexico, and you said this would not happen with Gareth.
I'm saying a trophy.
That's what you're saying.
Success.
So I'm giving you an example.
A trophy success.
Hold on. But England hasn't won yet a trophy.
I know, so it's no success.
But you're giving an example. You're giving an example of something, and I'm giving you the same example. But because it's Gareth Southgate, it's not good enough for you. But it's the same example.
In any manager, any level, if they don't win a trophy, they're not successful. That's a fact.
Well, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Keith Andrews at Keith Andrews at Brentford is a success.
Sorry. There is a subsection. Depending on the expectation.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But the expectation of England at this moment of time, is too high, because they are thinking straight away that they have to win. It didn't, where France is now, it didn't take them 2 years. It didn't take them. It was a process.
I totally agree.
Exactly. And it was a process from Spain. And somebody has to go through that process.
Yeah.
And Gareth has started that process. And now it's up to Tuchel to finish that process.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
So you can't say he was not good enough. He's been, looking backwards, the Euro final in Wembley, you could say, it should have been better and they should have attacked more. And Gareth will be the first one to say, maybe we could have done that better and learned from it. And got, in 4 years, them back in the final against Spain. Who has done that? English managers. Who has done that? Yes, we didn't win it at that time because Spain was just better on the day. Yeah?
I think Spain were the best team in the tournament.
Here you go. In the tournament.
Italy weren't at the Euros when they beat us.
I think they were.
We were better than Italy. We should have won that one.
Why should you have won that one? Who told you?
I just think with a better manager in charge, with a mentality of how to get over the line. I don't know how you can argue with that, Jim. Hold on.
The English are very privileged.
Jim.
And I don't know why they're very privileged.
I don't know what this love affair with Southgate is. As a manager, if you look at his credentials, where it says honours, it says 0. We need a winner in charge. The FA agree with me, but that's why they've gone out and they've got one.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Now, I need to go back. Where was England when Gareth took over?
Just got beat by Iceland.
Yeah, but we've been here before.
No, got just beaten by Iceland.
Jim.
You are talking like this because of the work that Gareth has done. Yeah?
Well,
because
I disagree.
No, you wouldn't be critical. You wouldn't be critical of him if he hadn't got you to the final.
No, you can only judge a manager on what they produce, right?
Exactly.
Not on what they offer the next manager.
Of course, it's a process. No. It's a process.
Yeah, but only because evolution exists. If you look at England, if you go back to Terry Venables, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get over the line. If you look at Sir Bobby Robson, semi-finals of the world, we didn't get over the line.
Yeah.
No one has ever suggested that Terry Venables built the next team for the next England manager. No one has ever suggested Sir Bobby Robson built the next team for the next England manager. It just doesn't happen. You judge that manager on whether or not they win.
Because of what happened after them two left. What happened?
Do you think Gareth Southgate...
No. What happened after those two left?
The same that's always happened. Nothing.
Exactly.
So how can we judge Southgate on nothing? We can't.
No, you're judging him.
Yeah.
You're judging him. I'm saying...
Do you think it was a success?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you?
I think so.
You think it was a success?
Yeah.
You're just saying that because you're that side.
Honestly, I look at the job that he's done, and yes, he didn't win anything, but I think sometimes it's too black and white to just go, he didn't win.
It's too...
Is Ancelotti's success?
But you can say that about Ancelotti because he's won. But I look at Keith Andrews at Brentford. He's a success.
No, with Brazil, he's not been a success. But hold on. You need to judge it from when he took over and when he left. That's how you need to judge it. Not what he has won.
Silverware.
No, yeah, but...
I do. As a football fan, I do. We do it at club level, we do it at international level. If Arteta wouldn't have won the Premier League this season, is he successful?
He's won it.
No, if he hadn't.
He's won it.
I know, but you're alluding to the fact that Southgate's good work is helping Thomas Tuchel.
It's a totally different job.
No. But you're looking into the future with Gareth Southgate.
Yeah.
So let's do the same with Arteta. It's absolutely the same game. If he hadn't have won the Premier League this season, is he successful?
I would call him a
I'll tell you what, think of your answer.
I don't think that he was going to be is successful then.
Okay, all right. He'll disagree with you. Don't go anywhere because Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank will still be with us. We'll carry on this chat. And we'll be turning our attention to some of the huge domestic stories. I don't think we'll have time for that. You're listening to Drive. We're live from Miami with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent. And look, Jimmy Floyd, he's still got a smile on his face. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
I like this debate.
We've got about 4 minutes to finish our chat. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If Thomas Tuchel leads us to the final and we lose, has his reign been successful?
I think for the first 2 years, yes, because he got you to the final, and there is progress in the World Cup. So, yes, you think that it is not success because
Correct.
Because he needs to win something now.
Yes.
So you define success with a
trophies.
trophy.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this: when Gareth took over until he left, was there improvement?
Yes.
Significant, right?
Yes.
Is that not success?
No.
Why not?
For the same reason that if you two look at your trophy cabinet, from a 10-year-old to you retired, you would have improved as a player. But if your trophy cabinet is empty, I would consider that you didn't have success as a footballer. You didn't win a trophy.
I don't agree with that terminology. Sorry. He took over when basically England was on the floor. Yeah? They've just got beaten by Iceland. By Iceland, yeah? And he got them in the final European Championship twice. First time outside of England, yeah? And semi-final in a World Cup. And put a team together that represent England and everybody can be proud of them, yeah? Yes, there is a lot of talent and you can say that is not to Gareth, but there is a lot of talent. There is a good atmosphere there. There is people now of different clubs that want to go to those games, and that wasn't before. There is so many success stories on it.
Okay.
No, quick question for you.
Okay.
You said about the thing. So Harry Kane's time at Spurs, is that
Yeah.
a failure?
It wasn't successful.
So no, was it a failure because he didn't win a trophy? So by your metric,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
so Harry Kane at Spurs failed.
For the talent he had. Jimmy, let me ask you this one. Jimmy, Jimmy, let me ask you this question. Right? We both played in 5 World Cups, you and I.
Yeah.
You got to 5 finals. You lost them all. I got beat in every group match, but I won a World Cup. Who was more successful in the World Cup, me or you? I've got the medal. You got to 5 finals.
You've got 1 medal. It depends. It depends.
In your view, who's more successful?
It depends what team I represent.
You're
And
Netherlands, I'm England.
And sorry?
You're Netherlands, I'm England. You got to 5 finals and lost them all.
Yeah.
I got to 1 and won it. Who was more successful?
You.
Okay. Jim, thanks for coming. I mean, that's what I've been arguing. It's all about trophies.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well,
it's
okay.
not. It's not.
Harry Kane's time at
Because
Spurs
you
was
have won it in
failure.
'66. You have won it in '66. The Dutch have never won it. And you win it again. So
My career is more
You know-
successful than yours if I've got a World Cup winners medal.
no.
Okay.
It is not as simple as that.
Okay, well, listen, well done on getting beat 5 times. Jim, thank you so much for coming. It's been- I wish you could stand another hour, I really do. You've been absolutely super. Can we have a round of applause for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, everyone? That's been brilliant. World Cup Game Day Live with me, Andy Goldstein. Say hello to my little friend, Darren Bentz, alongside.
Hello, Andy. How are we?
I'm good. I'm really excited.
How's your stomach?
If I'm being honest, playing up.
Is it, yeah?
It's playing up, but I'll be okay.
Feel all right?
I'll be honest with you lot out there. We were about 30 seconds away from me doing the whole show standing up.
It
just felt easier to stand.
D,
I'm
my
okay.
stomach's in
Why don't you tell them all of our personal business?
Honestly.
But apart from that,
Feel all right?
I'm good. I'm really good. I hope in the next 3 hours, stop laughing, you lot. In the next 3 hours will take my mind off it. But I'll be okay. I'm very excited.
If you've got a problem, start waving a flag.
If for one section of the show it's just Bentley on his own, rapping to Will Smith, you know it's happened. But no, I'm good. I'm very excited. When we play a little VT like that, and you hear Harry Kane's croaky voice, and you see all the goals flying in, and you know we're one day away, and we're very, very lucky, DB and I, not just because we're here doing the show. We've got a ticket for the game. I mean, we can't wait. It's going to be hopefully one of those pinch me moments that we were there and we saw England get into the last four of the World Cup.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the feel-good factor around England and the national team just feels huge, even though we're over this side of the pond. The excitement is building. I mean, it's not too much World Cup fever where we are. I mean, there's a few England fans kicking about.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, what the guys have done so far has been incredible. We have been to this point before. But again, we've asked Piercy, we asked Jim Proudfoot yesterday. Obviously, Jim's commentated on many of England games for many years. And even he said, it just feels different.
Yeah.
I think that performance, I think we were all searching for a performance from England at some point, but what they did in terms of going into the Azteca, beating Mexico when people said, some people were making out like it was pretty impossible because of the altitude and they haven't been beat there in so many years and all that. For England to go there and put in that performance and the 10 men, all the adversity that went against them, to still come out on top, I think that's given everyone belief. Yeah.
What was nice as well, because we are in Miami and the game's in Miami, most of TalkSport are currently in Miami. So last night we had a big old dinner. We saw Adrian Dunn, Jim Proudfoot, Sam Matterface. That was quite a nice little bonding session. Table for 20 in the Italian.
It was lovely. I mean, the lamb chop salad was absolutely beautiful.
Do you want to tell everyone about the size of the drink you ordered?
You know, so I asked for a pineapple margarita.
Firstly, why?
Because I like pineapple and I like margaritas.
Okay, so it's the perfect blend.
Perfect combination. She said to me, small or large, I think she said, or medium or large, I can't remember what it was. And I went large, expected it to be like, I don't know, like a tall glass. She brought over a bucket.
It was a goldfish bowl, wasn't it?
Like a bucket.
It's like Del Boy was going to turn up. There were straws everywhere.
I drank some of it and went, and even when she put it on the table, she was laughing. So obviously she thought it was hilarious. But I drank some of it and said, listen, you have to take this back. It's too much.
Yeah, but it was a great night. It was nice to see everyone. And as you mentioned, we got Jim Proudfoot, we've got Stuart Pearce joining us. We've got
Rio Ferdinand today.
Rio Ferdinand. We've got Faye Carruthers is here as well.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank in the studio as well.
Yeah.
It's a great show. So make sure you stay with us for the next 3 hours. I know you will. Lots of people are commenting on our shirts as well.
I like yours today.
Yeah, I like it. Management Max, it was his task. I mean, he does nothing else other than just walk to and from the hotel. And I said, can you do something for a change? He went, okay. And he's claiming these back, by the way. If people back home, if people back home see a receipt for $34, you know why.
Yeah.
Right, let's stay with England, obviously. England midfielder Morgan Rogers has been speaking ahead of his size World Cup quarter-final against Norway tomorrow. It's live on TalkSport at 10 p.m. He was asked about just how good Jude Bellingham has been at this tournament for England so far.
Yeah, I told you all that before. I said that you would. I'm not surprised, and neither is anyone in the squad, of how he's played, how he's performed, how he's taken big key moments in games. Even the game the other night, probably didn't start the game the way we've liked, and in the space of 5 minutes he's put his fingerprints on the game and kind of taken hold of the game, and that's the type of player he is, and that's the type of players you need in big moments, in tough environments, tough atmospheres. When things aren't going your way, you need your best players to stand up, and he's done that in pretty much every game so far. And yeah, we're not surprised.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else should be surprised, really. He keeps on doing it time and time again.
It's interesting with Morgan Rogers because, of course, it was either him or Jude Bellingham. People were having that conversation. For me, there was only one win. It was Jude Bellingham. But Jude's on a yellow card, right? So there is a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen for so many reasons.
Morgan's plan.
That he could start in the semi-final if we get there. It's a long way to go, I know. But
do you know what? It's right. And Morgan Rogers this season has been incredible. He's had moments. I know he started off the season relatively slow, but I think he showed more than enough under Thomas Tuchel and when he was at Villa, just how good he is. But even himself probably was thinking, I've got half a chance here. But you know when you talk about levels, Jude and the question marks around Jude going into this tournament: would he start? Would he play? Some people suggesting he might stay at home. He might not get picked, right? When you look at the performances that he puts in, you almost go, how thick are we? What person with their right mind would be thinking, we don't need him? Because he has been unbelievable again, stepping up in big moments. It's almost like the bigger the occasion, the bigger the man. And even Morgan Rogers would probably be sitting there watching him from the side thinking, do you know what? Fair play. Because Morgan Rogers has been outstanding for Aston Villa this season, right? On like a domestic level. He was brilliant in Europe for Aston Villa as well. Levels. You've just gone, okay. Here we go.
There were some journalists out there, I won't name them because I can't remember, and you know you are, but there were some journalists out there actually suggested he shouldn't be on the plane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is nuts.
But honestly, I genuinely believe there is a situation because he's not here in the Premier League. We can't see him every single game, every single day. Out of sight, out of mind. And when you kind of then coincide it with the way Real Madrid, with the circus at Real Madrid, with what's going on, not winning the league, not winning the Champions League, you almost tarnish him with that brush and go, well, if they didn't win the league or the Champions League, he must be part of that reason as well. So I think he'd be treated a lot differently if he was here and we could see him all the time.
Yeah.
But then when we do see him in World Cups and major tournaments and internationals for England, that just kind of jogs everyone's memories to go, hold on a second here, he's top drawer.
If you're playing for Real Madrid and you've got Zidane's shirt,
do you know what I'm saying?
And you're smashing it,
people forget, but you know what it's like?
Very bizarre.
People just, if it's not in front of your faces, people just almost forget.
Yeah, I couldn't answer the question who's most important to England, is Harry Kane or Jude Bellingham. I'll probably go with Kane actually ever so, just because he scores the goals.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, but for me they're both 10
I mean, you're talking about like a millimetre between the two.
I agree. Just quickly, are you confident about the game? We're going to discuss it over the next few hours. Are you confident? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think if player for player again, I think England are better. I think most people would probably agree with that. I know it's the best team.
A Gareth Southgate setup where we are cautious. I don't think Tuchel is like that. I think he likes us to show a bit of adventure. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if it's quite a high scoring game where we might let a few in, but actually we do look like we're going to score goals, and that excites me. I think we've got players that can, if given license, which I think Tuchel is giving the players, license to go and really hurt the opposition, and I think that's exciting for us.
How do you stop Erling Haaland? He's been sensational, 7 goals in the 4 games that he's played so far. You basically can't give him an opportunity because he'll hurt you.
Exactly. You've got to have somebody that can match him physically, if possible, in terms of pace, if possible. And then you've got to be switched on for absolutely every second, and I mean every second, of the game. Because you might think for so much of the game, I'm well in control of him. He's done nothing. He's not really been involved. But he's the most patient forward in world football. And he's just waiting for that 1 second that you switch off, and then he's there. And he'll finish. So I think whoever you put on him, and whoever has to mark him, that's what it's about. It's about that full concentration all of the time.
I'm very positive. I feel very positive that England will get a result. I know. It's that ominous, I'm not sure. But just very quickly, I think it'll go well. If it doesn't, what's next for England and Thomas Tuchel? Do we keep the faith with him? Have we seen enough from him so far to believe that he is the person to take us forward?
I think from a personal perspective, I think I've seen enough in terms of tactical nous, in terms of having an impact on the players, whether it's half-time, whether it's the hydration breaks, in-game substitutions and changes. I feel like I've seen enough in that to still excite me. If we lost and went out to Norway in the quarter-final, then of course that's a massive disappointment, a huge disappointment. But I think I've seen enough, just in terms of what he's brought, as an England manager, and how he's taken on the role and understood, I think, what it is to be English and represent England and play like a team that, as England fans, we're quite proud of. I think he's understood that, and I'd like to see more of it.
Fingers crossed England can get through. We won't have to worry about it. Dean Ashton, we'll be back with you in a moment. Norway against England. All the build-up from 8 p.m. tomorrow live on TalkSport. From inside the ground, of course, to a 10 p.m. kickoff. But we will have an entertaining day throughout the day, live from the United States on TalkSport tomorrow as we build up to England's quarter-final. You're listening to World Cup Game Day live on TalkSport, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. And up next, we'll have kickoff between Spain and Belgium in the last 8.
They get into this weird situation where they forget what happened before. So all the big games, they played Havertz, right? Gyökeres, who you bought in at the start of the season, was going to be, for all the big games, in all the big games, he was on the bench. Yeah. Facts, that's what happened. So the manager doesn't trust him. That's not our opinion, that's just objectively looking at it. Havertz gets injured quite a lot, unfortunately. Gary Jesus is not the same since he's come back from his injury. So if you're now telling me that you can get through this season again and everybody else is going to be as poor as they were last year, I think you're just forgetting the fact that you lot were all losing your marbles around the Man City loss. And it was, we need a proper striker. Arteta don't know what he's doing again. You win the league, it's great, we're going to win it.
Yeah, but you know, what I've always said to, I've always said to you, I always said to him that Gyökeres wasn't bought in for the big games, didn't I? I said that to you. We bought Gyökeres in for the game.
No, I get
listen,
explain.
I want to hear
the year before, Arsenal, it weren't the record against Man City's, the Liverpool, it weren't that cost us the league. It was we couldn't beat Fulham, couldn't beat West Ham, couldn't beat them lesser clubs. Gyökeres coming. I mean, he said it. Right, it's one of them. Gyökeres this season, though. Gyökeres this season scored against the Fulhams, the West Ham, so we didn't have a problem getting past those teams, which is why then we went on to win the league.
Okay, I think you won the league because you played very pragmatic football. I'm not actually allowed to say the type of football that people are calling it on air, but you played a certain type of football.
Would you play that type of football to win the league?
No.
What?
What are you talking? Of course you would.
Honestly.
If I was a footballer.
No, it's just like...
my team?
Yeah.
No, I'll be happy like you lot. I'll be exactly... You get me? I'll be happy. Of course I will.
But would you like to see Spurs play that way to win?
Brendan Johnson scored with like his knee or something and we won the trophy. I'm happy. I don't care, bro. However it gets done, I'm happy. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is, you can't like gloat about it and say, oh, we don't need a 9. That's crazy. You do need a 9, respectfully. What are you talking about, bro? If you sold Osimhen and Havertz right now, you could... sorry, Osimhen. If you bought Osimhen and sold Gyökeres and Havertz right now, you'd be great. You'd be fine. You could buy Barcola. Barcola and Osimhen changes their team, bro. Surely.
Do you know what? I'm happy with what we got.
Oh, you're a liar. That's a lie. You're a liar. That is a lie.
I'm happy with
that. Is a
Well, we could have a treat in our hands this evening at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 2010 winners, current European champion Spain, fell to Belgium side, who are looking to repeat their exploits of 2018 and to reach the semi-finals. The winner will meet France after their comfortable win over Morocco last night, but you get the feeling this one will be much more competitive. Kickoff comes at 8 p.m. I'm Hugh Wisencroft, alongside former England striker Dean Ashton and your match commentator, Nigel Adderley, with some big breaking news. Nigel.
Yeah, big news for Belgium. Yuri Tielemans is out of the game. He seems to have picked up a problem in the warm-up, so the Aston Villa midfielder is not involved in this game, and he'll be replaced by Hans van Aken, who came on and scored against Club Brugge, and he'll be starting here today.
Well, that is big news concerning Belgium and a massive blow. Dean, how will it affect them, do you think?
Well, it has to. I think he's been such a big player for them. I mean, he was magnificent for Aston Villa in the Premier League, and he's just continued that into this World Cup. Of course, got that last gasp goal, didn't he, to help them through against Senegal. But I just think his all-round control, I think his threat from set plays in terms of his deliveries, I think he will be a big miss. Van Aken, I would say, has done well when he's come in. He really has. But to take Tielemans out of that midfield when you had Raskin alongside him and Onana, who was injured as well, I think that could be a real blow too far. I just think now, you look at that Spain midfield, I think they'll be really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was a night where you felt like Spain would have a lot of control, but Belgium would be able to have some quality in the middle and hurt them on occasion if they pick their moments. And obviously, there's still 90 minutes at least in front of us. They'll get the opportunity to state their case, but without Onana and now without Tielemans, you feel like it's going to be incredibly difficult for Belgium to overcome that Spanish midfield. Incredible. Anyway, just talking and looking ahead to this first half, Dean, what are you expecting to see? I thought it would be defined by possession for Spain, but maybe this is the game for Lamine Yamal to suddenly light up the competition in the way that some of the other big names at the competition have so far. Obviously, he came into this competition injured. We've been waiting for him to really hit his stride.
I mean, it's never easy to come into a tournament being injured as a player, having that confidence in your body, I guess, and didn't start that first game and has kind of worked his way. He's been a little bit unlucky, missed a few chances, had a few blocked on the line. He could easily have had 3 or 4 goals, and we'd be looking at it very differently. I mean, his performance, I thought, against Austria was outstanding. Went up against Slimer and just gave it, will have given him nightmares. I think he nutmegged him 3 times. I mean, he is such a talent. He won't give up. And I know he's had a bit of criticism about looking miserable, and he said it's not just about my own achievements, it's about I want to help the team. And I think that's probably in his mind, that there's this big expectation, and I guess goals and assists is what he's going to be judged on.
What are you expecting from the first 45 or so minutes? Do you believe that Belgium need to score first? They need to make it far more difficult than other sides have made it so far for Spain in this competition, and how do they do that?
Well, of course, they've got talent, especially out wide. Trossard's had a good tournament, Doku.
Teammates to get off the pitch and try and play in Spain's half, so I think that's a really good call.
Do you believe he's going to make the defensive job as well, or
Walter, which I don't know how I feel about
this
that.
Isn't going to be this isn't valuable comment for the live stream, but you look a lot like one of my nephews if he was an adult. I keep looking at you and thinking it's really freaking me out. You know, it's really freaking me out.
I think.
Keep thinking, is this what you'll look like when you're older, boy?
No, it needs to be. Who do you want to lose less?
Yeah,
least.
Don't you worry about it, man. I'm a professional. I got the wording down. Absolutely fine.
No, but we've already got one on.
Oh, right.
Who would you rather lose? Well, then let's just see who we want to lose the most. Actually, I guess that's fine.
What does it say now? It says
Rice 70%. You guys were right.
Who would you rather lose? Oh, he's completed the poll.
That is annoying. Okay, well let's just do Bellingham Kane then. Clearly, we don't mind losing.
Let me make another. Let me make another one, which is with the wording we want. Hold on. I got it done.
Oh yeah, someone's reminded me. Hydration break. I got the football players that don't exist.
Oh, it's hydration break.
If you want one.
Hey, yeah, I do, but there's an order of events here. The first is that John tells us what he's seen. The second is that we read a hydration break joke. And then the third is that we do your game that no one cares about. What is it, John?
Yeah, it's been a fun game so far.
You say so?
I think so. Do you not think so?
I am afraid.
Of Spain?
I'm afraid I haven't seen much of the game.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Spain have been good. I think they've moved the ball well, they moved the opposition around well. I'm a bit confused as to why Belgium have gone back to Kevin De Bruyne after having dropped him for a few games, because this is a sort of game where you know you're not going to have a lot of the ball, so you probably want to do more off the ball than with it. And also with the ball, Belgium are very much sort of going into wide channels and either looking for balls in behind for De Ketelaere to hold up and bring De Bruyne into play, or find Doku down the channel. And again, that just doesn't really seem to be De Bruyne's game. So, yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to the Belgium approach. But I think Spain have looked good. But again, as I mentioned in the preview material, they've just looked a little bit sloppy in the final third. They've generated some really nice moments, but they haven't quite finished with the same level of control as they've progressed the ball through the first two thirds. So, yeah, set up to be quite a nice game. I think Rodri's been fantastic. It's been quite nice seeing him sort of back to his previous level. But I guess this is the kind of game where he can showcase the stuff that he's good at, and it's a bit different to the domestic game where it's a lot more about man-man pressure. And so, yeah, it's been quite nice just remembering that Rodri is actually quite a good player.
There's been some really nice interplay, right? I feel like Spain's passing has been exceptional today. Very cool. Okay, one more question before you go. Back in front of that board. We've been having a conversation in here, which was which player would you think England would miss the most? Alfie brought up the fact that all of England's key players are on yellow cards. So which game do you think you'd miss the most for the Argentina game? If you were most concerned about missing one of these players, which would it be? Kane, Bellingham, or Rice?
Kane.
Yeah. 55% of the chat agree.
I think
we're going to sway the chat with that as well. It was so certain and so fast.
The chat's already way in favour.
Yeah, but I think with Kane, it's just like a goal-scoring thing. Like with Bellingham, he has been changing games.
Yeah.
But with Kane, he's just like he could get, like we saw in the DRC game, right?
Yeah.
He scored those goals basically out of nowhere, and I think you would just rather have that on the pitch than.
Who would you least worry about missing?
Rice. I think. Who else were the other names that you?
No, just Rice, Bellingham, Kane. That's it.
I think Rice, because I think he's had less to do in this tournament in many respects, and.
Goals so far. Spain with 3 shots, none on target. Belgium with 1 shot. That's not on target, and they've had 1 touch inside the Spanish penalty area so far. But I think of the 2 coaches, Rudy Garcia will be much the happier.
I think he will in how they've contained Spain and the threats that they pose. But to have 1 touch in the opposition box he won't be happy with, and it's a big reason why Spain haven't conceded. It's hard to get in that penalty area to start with.
De Kuiper heads away on this near side, and it will be a throw-in for Spain. Belgium have won 4 of their 6 games in World Cup knockouts. Of course, they lost to England in 1990, that famous night in Bologna, the late goal from David Platt made by Paul Gascoigne. It's played forward now by Pedro Porro, but it's overhit again, and people often say Mikhail Oyarzabal can almost be an invisible number 9, but it often depends on the service he gets, and so far he's not had any.
No, but I think there's quite a few forwards who play in that way. Doku nearly gets the better of Pedro Porro. They're having a good battle, those two.
Well, Porro's lost out now, but he comes back to win it back from Porro again. And here is Lamine Yamal, but it's straight to Catalara. But Porro comes back to nick it off the toes of De Bruyne. And now Rodri will just bring some control to proceedings for Spain once again.
But they're not going to get anywhere, Belgium, if they keep giving the ball away.
Cucurella on the left-hand side for Spain. Back to Fabian Ruiz. And now Rodri and Pau Kabasi joining the attack as well. Spain, of course, yet to concede in this World Cup. Lamine Yamal arcs a ball into the area. Clever delivery, looking for Baena, making that run to the near post, but Courtois gathers.
Yeah, better though from Baena, not just staying out there on the left-hand side, making a run beyond Oyarzabal. That'll help him as well as a forward. Just to go back to Oyarzabal, and being a centre forward now, at times you do. You have to be a passenger, a spectator, knowing you're not going to touch the ball and be content with that, as difficult as it is, knowing that you've got to be ready when that chance comes.
But he's got 17 in 17, so he's doing a lot right as well.
Yeah, he won't be too grumpy, will he?
No. Now Doku down the left-hand side for Belgium. Had support from Van Aken, but it's infield to Raskin. Now wide to the far side, and Castagna, always a strong English flavour to any Belgian team, and that's the case here. As it's played back in field to Ngoy. Raskin coming very deep, of course. He offers a Scottish flavour of sorts, and now De Bruyne clips it over the top, but Spain have that high line, and there was no room at all for De Catalara to get forward.
They have been poor, Belgium, so far. Only a couple of moments they've had, but other than that, just giving the ball away. They've been sloppy, misplaced passes, but also passing to a player they think is ready, and then that player moves.
Now Pedro Porro on the overlap, back in field to Dani Olmo, beaten away by Courtois, but fired in by Fabian Ruiz, and Spain have the lead. And that was absolutely typical of the Spanish. Belgium seemed to have the problem under control, but one pass, one burst. Porro was in space, Courtois kept out the initial effort, but Fabian Ruiz back in the side today, coming up with a big moment for Spain once again, 1-0.
And it's that duo that have combined. Yamal, brilliant pass to Porro. Doku doesn't follow Pedro Porro. And I talked about that ball being pulled back. Belgium must know that. It's pulled back to Olmo. It's a great strike low. Courtois does brilliantly to save the first one, but can only parry to Fabian Ruiz, who just pops it between Castagna's legs and into the back of the net. It's been very typical of Spain's goals in this tournament, and Belgium have just not learnt.
Fabian Ruiz, his first goal for Spain for nearly 2 years. His first goal as well in any World Cup. His 7th in his 48th appearance, and the player who's won back-to-back Champions Leagues with Paris Saint-Germain has put Spain on the way to a World Cup semi-final here, and some blood has been spilt on the far side. I think Fabian Ruiz was involved with an aerial challenge with Castagna. In fact, it was Cucurella who caught him with a flailing arm. He was jumping with Van Aken, and it was completely accidental, but he caught Castagna on the way down.
Yeah, really unfortunate. He actually pulled away Castagna, knowing that they were going up to challenge. Cucurella got spun in the challenge, and as he did, his arm just came round and caught Castagna flush in the face. But that goal, I mean, it's just, they make it look so simple, Spain, and it isn't. They're so difficult to play against. But as good as Doku is in an attacking sense, I mean, he just didn't follow Porro. It's a really simple. He lays it to Yamal. He then sprints down the line. Yamal, brilliantly timed pass, but Doku doesn't track Porro enough. And that ball that they keep cutting back, to Olmo, and then they've got extra bodies in the box, and Ruiz was there to claim the goal.
Could Courtois have maybe done better, because he did rather shovel it out straight back out into the penalty area?
Of course, I'm sure when he watches it back he will wish he was able to parry it wider, but I think it was a decent strike from Olmo, and it came past defenders at close proximity to him. I think he made a decent save of the first attempt anyway.
Well, we've seen on the monitor a shot of a famous Spanish fan, Penelope Cruz, looking very happy, sat next to Noel Gallagher today.
That's a combo we didn't think we'd say today.
Javier Bardem is usually alongside her, but maybe he thinks this is no country for old men, but it is Belgium. Here is Lamine Yamal coming forward now down the right-hand side. Cut all the way back to Rodri. He skips in the cross, headed away by Ngoy. And now gathered by Kabasi again. This is a dangerous time for Belgium. A goal down and really rocking, in Spain sensing a second goal. Lamine Yamal with more sumptuous skills, heading up towards the edge of the penalty area, and then he was caught by Jeremy Doku, and it's a free kick for Spain in a central position, and this could be a massive opportunity to make it 2-0.
Ah, that was the teenager at his best. Lamine Yamal, brilliant footwork from one foot to the other, just juggles it between the two to get away from one defender, and then pierces towards the edge of the area, and just as he's about to curl it into the top corner, Doku just gives him a shove in the back. Dangerous, dangerous free kick position this for Belgium to defend.
Well, Raskin is the draft excluder, and there are currently 4 Belgian players in the wall. There are 2 Spanish players making their own wall just off the Belgian wall. Lamine Yamal is over this.
Well, there was a big discussion between the 3 of them. Is something clever going to happen here?
Well, there are 3 Spanish players in their own wall in front of the Belgian wall now. And it's Lamine Yamal who curls it low, beaten away by Courtois. It breaks inside the area for Fabian Ruiz, but there were so many bodies on the ground between him and the ball, not least Raskin, because he was unable to get up, that he couldn't get the shot in.
Oh, you're not beating Thibaut Courtois on his own side. I don't care who you are. He's too good of a goalkeeper to fall for that. That's his side. He stayed there. The strike was good as bodies moved. He saw it well and parried it well.
Played short to Fabian Ruiz, who just miscontrols, but still has time to play it back to Dani Olmo, and he's been body checked by Michael Oliver. Well, that's got to be a yellow card.
Luckily, Dani Olmo can see the funny side, but I think he's got a little bit of blood in his mouth. Dani Olmo, I think, might have just cut his lip there on the shoulder of Michael Oliver, who puts his hands up to everybody in the stadium.
Well, he's got so much technology around his face, Michael Oliver, that there are 1 or 2 sharp edges there.
Luckily, Olmo does find it funny. It was one of those, like you do walk down the street and you both go the same way. Michael Oliver tried to move out of the way and Olmo went the same way.
Well, it's a drop ball for Spain. Olmo back in possession. Here is Pau Kabasi. 10 minutes to play in the first half on Talk Sport. Spain 1, Belgium 0. Of course, Spain yet to concede, looking to become the first team in World Cup history to keep 6 clean sheets in the same tournament. Baena handled that. He fires in the shot, which was turned onto the post by Courtois, but everybody inside the stadium can see that Baena brought that ball down with his right arm.
Yeah, he did. Just with the bicep, he cushioned the ball. Really good run, though. Again, I like to see that from wide players. Don't just stand out wide the whole time. Look to make different runs to keep your fullback guessing.
And Brad Pitt, we can see on the monitor, is also here today. He's wearing a USA shirt, so clearly he bought his tickets before he knew the outcome of the round of 16 game. But Spain with 3 attempts on target now from 6 shots. Belgium with that single shot, although I'm struggling to remember what it was. It might have been in the early seconds of the game, a sort of low ball into that near post, but they've got a problem here, Belgium. course, they've overcome some problems previously in the tournament, but Senegal's one thing and Spain is another.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. And since the hydration break, Spain have been another level. They have just stepped it up that extra level. And Belgium can't cope. They're totally in control at the moment, Spain.
Well, they've had 5 goals and 4 assists from subs so far, and maybe Rudy Garcia's looking towards his options already as Dani Olmo gathers on the edge of the penalty area. Oyarzabal nearly flicks it back into his path, but now De Bruyne will play it forward for De Catalara, but it's the retreating Rodri who just thumps it high into the Spanish half, knowing there wasn't a single Belgian player anywhere near it.
No, he's so isolated. You can see him just kind of shrug his shoulders as if to say, well, there's 4 Spanish players around me, I'm on my own. Need a bit of support, but they're having to defend well. Belgium to even just keep Spain out, because almost produced a magnificent team goal, Spain there.
Castagna high towards De Catalara again, who almost gets there before Laporte, and in fairness to De Catalara, he's fighting for his country, almost fighting with Laporte there on the far side, because he's won a throw-in and Laporte wouldn't give him the ball. But he must be thinking, De Catalara, what am I being given to work with here?
Well, just what he's just done there, which is chase a lost cause. Hope you can win something for your team, get your team up the pitch, because he needs the support, he needs them closer to him. He's just giving it away.
And now a clever turn again from Fabian Ruiz, and here is Lamar quickly on to Pedro Porro. Down the right-hand side, leaves it for Lamar, midway inside the Belgium half, cutting in field. And Goy's the player who tries to come out and deal with him along with Doku, and then it's swept wide by Rodri towards Cucurella. And here is Olmo, 25 yards out, finding Rodri. And now Lamine Yamal checks away from De Kuyper, checks away from Doku, fires it towards that near post and ripples the side netting. Well, they can't live with him.
Well, I mean, De Kuyper just got bypassed with the first touch. It was a stunning first touch. His body was facing one way and he took the touch the other away from De Kuyper, then took it past Doku with a bit of skill, and then he's tried to outdo Courtois, who's probably thinking he's going to curl it to that far post, and he drags it towards the near, trying to find that near corner, and just pulls it into the side netting. But it was brilliant build-up.
19 wins and 6 draws when Lamine Yamal started for Spain, and no real sign of that run coming to an end here so far. But Doku with the ball into De Catalara, laid back to Trossard, and Trossard can now play it wide to the far side, and Castagna, his low ball in, is cleared away by Ruiz. 5 minutes to play in the first half on TalkSport. Spain leading by a goal to nil, but here's the cross in towards De Catalara, and Charles De Catalara has equalised for Belgium, and hold the back page. Belgium score at this World Cup, and it's Spain who concede for the first time. Well, Spain can't believe it, undone by one simple ball into the area, but De Catalara, playing as the false 9, met that like a centre forward, crashed in the header, and it's 1-1.
Well, they worked it really well, Belgium, when it was recycled by Trossard, played it out towards Castagna. It then got popped in when it came back to De Bruyne, spots Castagna totally free on that far side. De Catalara was offside. He then tries to arc his way back onside. They'll be looking at that, I'm sure. Brilliant ball in from Castagna, and he just has got too much desire for Kubasi, too much strength, too much height, and he just guides the header, glancing it off the side of his forehead past Simon, who was pretty rigid. Superb. He may not be a centre forward. That was a centre forward's header.
Well, the goal has been given. It's 1-1, and the complexion of this game completely changed 4 minutes before half-time. Spain concede for the first time in 649 World Cup minutes.
Well, and now we'll see the reaction. They're definitely not used to it, but so important that for Belgium, I think, just to show that You know, they have got something. They're not just here to sit and concede a second goal and let Spain enjoy themselves with skills and patterns of play.
Well, it was Castagna who delivered the cross.
Yeah.
He's got blood all over his face after that earlier challenge. I'm a bit surprised he's still on the field, or on the field in that condition. But it was a great ball in, and that's the service that Catalara has been looking for. And it also sends out a message to everybody else left in this World Cup that players like Kabasi could be vulnerable. Now, a yellow card has been given for handball against Pau Kabasi. And we saw Belgium rattled in the immediate aftermath of the Spanish goal. And now it's the other way round. And Kabasi actually had hold of De Bruyne's shorts as well. Also almost pulled them off. Well, Kabasi is booked. It's not been a happy couple of minutes for him. But it's a free kick for Belgium, and they're in the game.
Yeah, De Ketelaere, again it was, that just won that off Kabasi. Castagna's getting himself forward a lot more. Both fullbacks are.
Now De Ketelaere popping up down the right. Van Aken waits in the centre. And it's back to Ngoy. And here is Raskin. And yet again, when you think Belgium are heading out of this World Cup, they come up with something.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it just be typical as well that all those superstars they had, that it would be this side that's a kind of misfits almost put together.
Transitional side.
Well, very much so, but a team that maybe not everyone was confident about, but you know, they've got some character in the side.
Now Lamine Yamal, and he's been fouled by De Kuyper, and it will be a free kick for Spain. We're in the final minute of normal time in the first half here, and we're just watching a replay on the monitor of the goal scored by De Ketelaere, and he was kept onside just by Cucurella, who was trying to block the cross from Castagna.
Yeah, that extra stretch from Cucurella to stop the cross. It was his foot then that kept De Ketelaere onside.
Well, Spain see their run of clean sheets come to an end. And now they need to respond. Lamine Yamal down the right. Back again towards Baena. And Baena has got support from Pedro Porro. He goes for an ambitious curler, but he's no Lamine Yamal. And it's high over the top.
No, wrong decision there. He had Olmo just to his side as well. Luis de la Fuente and his coaching staff are in discussion between three of them, maybe discussing how De Ketelaere was able to find that header. Unai Simon, very rigid with his footwork.
Well, there'll be 5 added minutes at the end of the first half here on TalkSport. Don't forget Norway against England coming up tomorrow night. The build-up live from the stadium at 8 o'clock in Miami. And we'll be looking ahead to that game all day across the TalkSport network. Starting in breakfast with Matt Scott and Tony Cascarino tomorrow morning, as a hurry clearance from Brandon Mekele high and behind for a corner to Spain, because it was a deflected ball into the penalty area. And Olmo wasn't too far away from that, and Mekele had to get the job done.
I think that's a different side of Spain from many years ago, is those players really running beyond the centre forward. You know, Baena's done it, Olmo's done it. I think it shows and opens up the space for others.
Corner kick. Driven into the near post. De Bruyne is there to head the ball away high into those Spanish fans behind the goal, and it will be another corner here. And Belgium just looking to hold on and take this situation into half-time. It's flicked on towards Rodri inside the area, back to Fabian Ruiz. He whips in the curler, which hits Hans van Aken in a delicate area, but now De Ketelaere can bring the ball away, and he nearly released Jeremy Doku, but now De Ketelaere has lost out to Olmo. Olmo wide towards Baena, cuts in field towards the edge of the penalty area from the left-hand side. Lamine Yamal in space to his left, but as a result, Spain have rather lost some impetus here. Lamine Yamal twisting and turning and finding Baena again. He lofts in the cross, but it bounces once in the 6-yard area, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Oh, what a chance to Ketelada. If he just makes sure with the pass, they're through. He just hits Olmo, the only player back. As they look at possible handball, or asking it was, that it just caught his hand as that last corner came in. Checked and dismissed.
Pedro Porro will take a throw-in on this near side. We are halfway through the 5 minutes of added time. We'll be back to Hugh for half-time very soon as Lamine Yamal guides it in field. Then it's a collision between Oyarzabal and Olmo, 2 Spanish players, and the medical team are waved on very quickly by Michael Oliver. Oyarzabal, I think, is complaining to somebody, but well, they took each other out.
They did, but he's complaining to the referee, saying Ngoy had pushed Oyarzabal, and that instigated the collision with Olmo. It did look pretty nasty to start with. Oyarzabal looks okay. Olmo was maybe slightly worse off.
Well, there's more treatment on the field. I think we've seen more on-field treatment in this game than the rest of the World Cup put together, with Castaña's facial injury and also those 2 Spanish players there. For Belgium with 2 attempts, 1 on target, and they're the first team to score against Spain in this World Cup. And they're good value for it at the moment. Van Aken fighting De Bruyne, coming forward wide towards Doku. Down the left-hand side, he can take on Pedro Porro. Comes back in field onto his right foot. He's now got support from De Kuiper, and Doku will take on Porro again. Lifts in the cross, and it's high and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he looks an easy Porro, though, when he's faced up by Doku. Just a poor cross in the end, but they've really grown in confidence with that goal, Belgium. They looked a little bit crestfallen after the goal and the pressure from Spain, and you thought, well, maybe they could get a second here and it could be...
Yeah,
can't be that hard.
Suspiciously better at PE than the other teachers. Okay, we're at half time. There we go. 1-1. John, I have to say, I missed the Belgium game. I missed the Belgium goal.
Right.
I stepped outside for a second and I missed it. But what did you see in that second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, it was much of the same. And obviously Spain got the first goal, but Belgium managed to pull one back out of seemingly nowhere. But I wondered if you wanted me to break down the Spain goal a little bit.
I'd very much like
that. I thought it was quite an interesting use of space by them, and we always talk about how they're able to manipulate and exploit space. So this is the situation that the sequence starts with. Pedro, someone seems to be drilling through the wall.
Someone's drilling very late for drilling, isn't it?
It's 10 to 9, right?
It's 10 to 9 drilling. Pedro Porro receives the ball, and you can see already the Spain players trying to work that back line deep. And actually what they end up doing is forcing that back line back, but then Yamal actually turns around, drops back in, and that pulls out De Kuiper. And as a result, you can start seeing the back line for Belgium and their midfield line slowly pull apart. Now what's going to happen here is Porro is going to play the ball to Yamal and then run into the space in behind that he's created, so it's almost like a double movement. But what ends up happening here is that by playing forward quickly and then reversing the play, what they end up doing is slowing the Belgian midfield down. So I've just circled 4 midfielders here who essentially have stopped because the ball's come back in by the time that Yamal plays the ball into that channel. And so what we've got here is the remaining 3 in the back line. Here's De Kuiper pushed out, and Porro is able to receive the ball in the penalty area, plays it first time, and what they've ended up doing is what you always want to end up doing as an attacking team, is separate out the midfield from the back line. So you can see Oyarzabal forcing that back line back. The Belgian midfield, because of their momentum loss, aren't able to catch up, and we can see 3 Spain players in this like tennis court size space in the box. This is not what you want to happen generally as a defending team. Olmo gets the shot off, but you can see that Fabian Ruiz actually manages to get in front of his markers and is in that big open space for the deflection off the goalkeeper. So just a really nice example of the way that Spain create and exploit space in attack.
What about Belgium?
Yeah, I mean, Belgium have, since the goal, I think, realised that they aren't going to be able to play the way that they were playing, which was, you know, playing relatively direct and seeing where they could go from there. They have tried to possess the ball a little bit more in the Spain half, and they got a really nice goal from it. Charles de Ketelaere are having quite a nice resurgence of goal-scoring form, which is good to see, and he worked that goal really well, held off Kubasi for the header. So yeah, I mean, they're pretty lucky to be still in this game, I think, off the basis of that half, but they've done what they needed to do to get the scores back level. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the second half.
Got it. Okay, thanks, John. Appreciate that. Right, we've got a little game of FC 26 lined up. In the background there, JJ and Alfie randomised for their teams. Alfie, you have Servette FC.
Yeah, yes. I mean, yeah.
You sound delighted about that.
I barely know how to play this game.
JJ, you've got Malaga?
Never heard of this team.
I think I got Malaga. I can't remember what I got already.
Also, I don't know if you've put that laptop there with the intention of showing it to the audience, or I'm not sure what but you've drawn a picture.
People have said
this is what I think people think Alfie's teeth look like.
They said they'll only come to my Edinburgh Fringe show if I have a set about not having teeth, and then you've drawn this.
Joe can show that.
Yeah. Can you get that in the camera, please?
Show the folks.
Don, tell me if this works.
Get a side by side.
I'm going to one of the small. I'm going to.
Yeah, go on my one. There we go. There we go.
What a lovely drawing.
Yeah. And now move it away and see me. I have real teeth. What's wrong with my teeth?
There's nothing wrong with your teeth, don't worry.
Right, I'll be in the chat for the duration of this game if anybody wants to.
You're the red team on the left-hand side.
Sorry. I thought I was the other
This
team.
could go well.
Watch this. I really don't know how to play this game. Watch this.
That's good.
Misspent youth. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, it might work.
What would have been what year would have been your first versions of these that you remember?
JJ Picasso, people are saying in the chat. Absolute uncanny. Can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Whose MS Paint skills were those? That was JJ.
Great tackle. I think...
Too many teeth. Unrealistic.
The one I... What, can someone explain where this has come from? Also, they keep saying I look like Geordie Greep, who is such an...
Man, I've been thinking that for the last few days.
Who's that?
Geordie Greep. He's only the best musician ever, I think.
Really?
He's very attractive, sort of Brad Pitt-esque, but a bit bulkier.
He's a strange-looking guy, but he makes incredible music.
Someone
Absolutely
says
incredible.
That's what they say about me.
He's from Black Midi. You remember that band?
I don't actually know.
But he released a solo album.
Should I know them?
About a year ago. You should listen to
looks like an
the new
overgrown
sound, the Geordie Greep album. I think, honestly, you know, at the beginning of the year,
nothing silly here, lads.
In Spotify put out made this little playlist for everyone, which was like your most listened to music of all time, right? And it's like the 100 songs. Geordie Greep's entire album was in there in the top 100 for me because I've listened to it over 100 times since March.
Oh, you're actually a Geordie Greep fan? That's not a joke.
No, have you listened to the album?
No, I refuse to engage with him.
It's absolutely magic. And also, he's a cool guy. It's cool that you look like him.
I don't think they mean it like that.
It's better than looking like my nephew as an adult.
Well, yeah, but you said that.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop from the fact that you do look like that guy.
Oh, jinx.
Go on, outplay. This isn't looking good.
Please bring back Kate. She's the best. Yes, she's just popped out. She'll be right back. Do calm down.
She's going to get a burrito.
Get a corner out of that.
A corner.
A lot of love for the new sound.
JJ, are you the guy that does the song? Are you the guy that goes like, he's gonna score?
That's exactly who I am.
Is that you on TikTok?
I don't. It depends which ones. I mean, there's lots of people that do that, I think. But yeah, I do some stuff like that.
But
yeah.
You do
I do a lot of gigs and release. I just got an album out actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
I just recognise the drawing. I recognise the art style. Honestly. Am I confusing you with someone else?
No,
that's you.
It is me, yeah.
You go like...
I did a Scotland World Cup song that went...
But who was the really
viral.
famous guy? You were like, he's going to make it better.
Oh, that's me, yeah.
Yeah, but what was the player?
It's Mikel Arteta.
Arteta, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You made it better.
Yeah. Are you an Arsenal fan?
No, my dad is.
Okay.
But I just like the beautiful game as evidenced by my EAFC
Yeah.
hyper
My
skills.
problem with this is I want
JJ's a Newcastle fan.
I'm not a Newcastle fan. This is Joe's favourite bit.
Well, not my favourite bit,
nothing
but
wrong
it's
with
one
being
of
a
them.
Newcastle fan.
No,
Yeah, nothing wrong with being a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, well, it confuses people because they think I am.
Well, yeah, but that's
You're not.
fine. People
No.
think I'm a spider. What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, that was just the most appropriate nickname.
JJ, people think I don't have teeth.
Well,
The chat are proffering the Chris Wood song as another.
Chris
that
Wood,
Alfie
yeah.
liked.
Yeah, I think that was it. I definitely saw the Arteta one.
oh, it was good. That was fun. Yeah, I've not played that one live for a while actually. Need to make it shorter. Might try it again.
Oh, this isn't looking good. Are you offside? I just got a notification from the Athletic.
Oh.
Oh my word!
Is there a news update?
Yeah, comedian Alfie Dundas cancelled on podcast.
This has no teeth.
It's just saying
Official.
just saying the game's 0-0.
It's cancelled for having no teeth.
I'm just here to recoup some of the cost of my Athletic subscription over the years. Bang!
Oh, unlucky. Alfie, what's your favourite room to do stand up in? What do you like playing?
I really like. I mean, I'm a club comic,
Yeah.
so I like sort of dirty basements. I do most of my shows at Top Secret Comedy Club.
I
just
love Top
down the
Secret.
corner from here. You got the new venue around
I've
the
got
corner.
the membership thing for it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, that's where I do most of my stuff. Next Thursday, I'm doing a work in progress of my Edinburgh show. If anybody wants to come
Oh,
to
nice.
that at Top Secret Comedy Club, it's just a good vibe, and the booze is cheap, and like
It's a lovely little venue.
It's nice,
perfect.
isn't
for
it?
comedy, you want people really cramped in like uncomfortable chairs, like sardines, and that means they sort of mold into a crowd, into a mob. So you're less self-conscious and you're more likely to laugh out loud because
Yeah.
it's an awkward thing, laughing out loud.
I really like the work in progress. I used to go to, remember Old Rope?
Yeah,
And we did-
yeah, the
it's-
comedy store.
Well, I used to do it in the Phoenix when I first moved down here, and I used to go to that quite a lot. And because it wasn't even that busy, and I just get a chat to some of my like I'm obsessed with comedy, so I used to, I don't know all of them, but like I talked to like Nina Conti for ages at the bar
she's
once,
great.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's so fun. It's like
She's great.
totally starstruck by them.
Yeah, you just want like a good vibe, and you want what's he
you're
doing?
lucky that.
You want people to be drinking, and you just don't want it to be stuffy. I
Yeah.
hate gigging to posh shows because they are. I get booked obviously to do a lot of posh gigs. I don't know why, and then
National Dentist Convention.
they just hate it. Like they just hate me, and they're just like, why? I don't get it. They just don't laugh.
Oh right.
Ref, you got to send him off for that.
I should be rewarded if anything.
What's that? VAR?
Yes.
Do you get VAR in the game?
Dig a hole. Oh, he's all right. Do you actually get VR? Oh, did he? I don't remember.
How do you do this? Can I shoot?
You sort of imagine that you're kicking it in real life, and you sort of put the foot where you think the curl would
I
go.
don't understand.
Please don't kick the TV.
Yes. Or. Oh, look at the
Don't like it.
speed.
Don't
The
like it.
speed.
I fear that
How?
by embracing this joke about your teeth, we've really let something loose.
Is it going badly?
I'd say like 99% of the comments are about teeth.
Great. Edinburgh Fringe, the whole of August. Buy a ticket. I got a hell of a lot of tickets to sell. Let's get going.
You could work around the punchline of Toothless, you know? Pulls his punches.
Could be a good review. Toothless comedy.
Toothless comedy.
Yeah, very good, yeah.
Comedy
You've never
with a-
seen anything like it.
Comedy with a bite.
Yeah. Mind the Gap.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
what else we
that's
got?
nice.
We got, this guy's so good, they're going to erect a plaque to him when he's done.
Oh, that's very good.
You like it?
Wordy.
Or it'll be all right. Eh?
There we
Joe,
go.
you distracted me. Okay.
How about that? You go. Or it'll be all right was where you lost
Oh,
it.
yeah,
there.
I'll be. Where's
Just filling in, filing,
Just filling in. Very nice.
filling.
Yeah.
A cavity of comedy errors. They're getting looser now, I'll be honest.
They're good.
Yeah.
Well,
like that.
why am I getting stats?
You'll enjoy this show as much as a root canal.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
If it was Al Nash, it would be Al Nash.
Al Nashers.
Al Nashers.
Nashers, yeah.
That's nice.
There we go.
You guys had Al on, didn't you?
Yep.
Wasn't
It
here.
won't dent your confidence. That's
nice.
It's nice as a pun. Doesn't really work related to the show.
Breaks and braces.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that
like
means,
it.
but we'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, brace yourselves.
Brace
is
yourselves. That's
it's
bad.
an outrageous comedy affair.
Yeah.
You know.
What room are you playing in Edinburgh?
Wash your mouth out. No. I'm doing the Pleasance Courtyard.
Yes.
Which is the good one for people that are normal and don't sort of know much about comedy venues, but it's a really good room, and I'm at 7:15, which is like a fun time.
Oh, you've got a great slot.
Yeah, really good. Not a huge room either, but it's called Bunker 3, so it's like a small room. It feels like a club.
Yeah.
It's about 50 seats. It'll be really fun.
That'd be really good, yeah.
Someone said, just joined. Where's the long-haired guy's teeth?
That's so not funny. So not funny. And also, like, it wasn't a thing last time. Like, why has it happened now? Right, score. Watch this.
You gave it live.
I called Joe Spider because I thought it would be funny for like to try and annoy him a little bit, and
People really catch on.
Yeah.
Also, I know what's going to happen. Now I'm going to post like a comedy reel tomorrow, and someone's going to comment, "Why does this guy not have any teeth?" And it's just not going to make sense to anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, if people are watching in the chat, please could you do that?
No.
That would really be good.
I don't need this transferring onto Instagram or TikTok.
Someone will make a bot that comments it on every single one of your videos for the rest of the...
Although, I do drop stand-up on YouTube every Friday, so there's a little 5-minute video that's gone out today, so pause this, or keep it open in a separate tab. It's good for the numbers.
There you go.
Watch my stand-up and then come back. I'll be interested to see, like, whether any of your people come to the show in Edinburgh. Bang, what's this?
Oh, you could be in. Oh, you're unlucky there.
There we go.
Do you think any of your football fans are comedy fans? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Definitely would
some of
be.
them
Last time I was a fringe, I met loads of people.
Whether
Do you
they
guys
come to
get
your
rate-
show or not.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of them like comedy. Very broad.
What's going on there?
That's full time. I've won the game.
That's full time. Well done.
Well done,
Congratulations, JJ. Just one man clapping alone in the room. Can you pass that to me and I'll sort
Do you
that?
guys get recognised on the street?
Yeah. It's really nice.
And what do they say? Fan of the pod.
They say, "Where's that guy with no teeth? Get him on again."
Yeah.
My friends love you too.
Oh, that's nice.
Because you guys are the face of the clips.
Right.
Well,
They
there we
hate
go.
John.
Who's that guy in the
I hope
cupboard?
John is watching next door.
He definitely isn't.
John's doing all the actual
Right,
football
we're back.
analysis work. Yeah.
I'm just going to get and eat a cookie. Would you like that?
Love a cookie, John.
Yeah?
That'd be
You've got to eat it outside. That's the only thing.
That's fine. I'm gonna
You
come
hungry
up-
enough to eat outside?
No.
I'll just chat to this.
I'll do it at the end of the game.
You're welcome to go in and out.
No,
as
I'll do it at the
please,
end of the
though.
game.
Okay, fine. Good for you. Right. Yeah. Can you talk to the chat, JJ?
Yeah, I'll just
I'm
talk
done.
to the chat.
I'll just warn you. It's mainly teeth-related comments.
Oh, let's get back on it.
All right, cool. I like that.
Anyone for a top-up of drinks? You're all fine.
I'm okay, thank you.
No.
Can I get a
thanks.
picture of my portrait?
Yeah. Do you want me to, let me just. I'll screen grab it. I don't know how to export this in case. Oh, no, but you could just file save it like before. Like, maybe that'll be worth loads of money one day. Save as.
I'm auctioning off the picture, one of one, like an NFT, of me with no teeth. Highest bidder in the chat wins.
How can I? I'll just email it to you. Is that all right? I'll do that. Do you want to put in your email address in there?
Yeah, I'd love to.
And then we'll see what you have to say. Chat. Where's the camera? Oh, that's my camera. There we go. Oh no, we're on the wide. Yes. Give me your comments. See what to say.
That's me.
Alfie's plugged his thing. I should plug. I've got loads of gigs coming up in September with Goldie Looking Chain. Come see me at those. And also loads of other things. An album. You should listen to that on Spotify. You don't have to do any of these things, but it would be nice if you did. Let me send Alfie his picture.
Someone's offered £2.
That's a good deal.
£2 for the picture of the teeth.
I mean, it is a lovely picture of. Yeah. I've got a feel. I don't know about you, but I feel that this picture of a monkey is really going to be worth something in the future. Yes. Love it. What are you saying in the chat? So I've not seen anyone.
£5.
£5.
Maybe I should rename my show.
What do you want?
Toothless.
Toothless.
Yeah. Do
I mean,
better.
But yeah, but I mean, there's a whole bit in there about I mean, if you can.
Also, someone said, "Can you create a toothless 11?" There must be some players that were missing a few, like they've lost them during games and stuff.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant like the name would be related to it. We've already done the puns game. But I'm sure there's some of them.
Joe loves a pun. Now that he's not here, can we talk about him?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. When I said that I really like both of your content, I was mostly talking about your content. Just so you know.
That's good.
And the first one 2 weeks ago that I thought, when I was doing this, I signed up for it, I thought you'd be on it.
All right.
That's the only reason I'm here, because I've seen your Arteta song. I've not seen Joe do any songs, any music.
Joe's actually a really good musician. And people on the chat will probably have... no, actually, I won't push that too hard because maybe he doesn't want it. But he is genuinely very, very talented. In fact, the Tifo music is Joe did that.
We're going to push him to sing live on the stream.
You can't push Joe to do anything.
It's fine. The spider can't be pressured.
I've tried, yeah.
He's too slippery.
Yes.
No, big fan of you, big fan of Kate, big fan of John's behind the scene work. Joe, I can take it or leave it. Also, I called him Joe Devine for the entirety of the last live stream.
That's good.
Got a lot of hate for that.
There are ways to wind up Joe. I've found a few.
He's coming back.
Oh, he's back now.
Are you sure, Shane?
No, I was just talking about how much I love the way you create content.
Oh, thanks, man. I believe that.
I held back from telling everyone about your music that you have.
What did you say about it?
I said you're very talented. But then I think they wouldn't push it, that you could find it online because you may not like that.
Oh, yeah. I've just got worried that I may have just rubbed chocolate all over my head.
Yes, you have.
Yeah? Okay.
Someone said Alfie can't go and have a cookie. He's got no teeth.
You use the camera as like a...
You really shouldn't have... you really shouldn't have acknowledged that one. Because that really will follow you around.
That's funny.
I hope it
The game
does.
started again.
I mean, you might. There's a good chance when you're at the Fringe, someone comes up to you.
Oh, please do. Please do. Also, you know how I said we sell it as an NFT?
Yeah.
They said we sell it as an NFT. Also, a couple of people pointed out that Mikel Arteta lost a tooth in a game.
Really?
I don't remember that. What game was that? I presume it was when he was a player.
You never know.
I know he gets
quite angry.
I know he gets animated, but that's really embarrassing if you're losing a tooth as a manager. Gabriel got a tooth knocked out. I remember that.
Did he?
Yeah.
I had a tooth knocked out.
Who was?
But it was by the dentist, so.
You paid him to do it.
I paid him to do it. What could you say?
You paid a man to take your teeth.
Yeah.
Actually,
like a Fontaine in Les Miserables, you know? Someone pays her for... Oh, come on.
Oh, man. Oh.
Close. It was just a little ahead of him, wasn't it?
Washed.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm so defensive about Lamine Yamal now because of Alfie.
I don't know why you defend him.
It's just a bit ahead of him. It's a bit ahead of him.
He's an 18-year-old multimillionaire with
Is he
braces.
18?
Why are you going on about it? If we're talking about teeth, can we talk about Yamal?
I think he might be 19 now. Let's just check. He's 18. Damn it.
Really felt he was onside, and it was a really good defensive line for Belgium. He was offside. He just poked it into Courtois' thigh when he probably should have took it round him. And he's trying just to say to Kabasi it needed to be a fraction quicker. The ball was good, it was just a bit slow.
Cleared long downfield by Courtois. Belgium, of course, back in this game at 1-1, but they've not scored twice in a game against Spain since Euro 1980, when they won 2-1 in Milan. Eric Haretz, who was part of a great Belgian team, was on the score sheet that day. This is played forward again on this near side, and Trossard.
He's been quiet, Leandro Trossard. He's had some really good performances in the World Cup so far, but he's been quiet. I think he knows he has to defensively do the work, and he's not quite had the influence when he's got on the ball.
Now Kevin De Bruyne just unable to bring the ball under control, and he's having an influence on the game. He's a long way from Cristiano Ronaldo at Portugal, but you just wonder at what stage do they maybe think about replacing him. But he has found Doku here, and Doku bounces off a couple of challenges, and in the end Laporte concedes the corner.
Well, not only is he lightning quick over the first few yards, and he's brilliant at changing direction, but he's pretty strong too. Up against Laporte there. Laporte's just trying to get around the other side of him and can't. He uses strength just to hold him off and win his team a corner.
5 minutes into the second half on TalkSport. Spain 1, Belgium 1. And it's been a very even start to the second half after Spain dominated long spells of the first until Belgium equalised. And now the corner from De Bruyne. And the whistle has been blown by Michael Oliver for a foul on Baena. And it will be a free kick for Spain. really, we're seeing Spain tested for the first time in this World Cup, and they're not really enjoying it.
No, and I think, you know, again, from an English perspective, we can be critical of our side when they go through patches, looking vulnerable. Well, this is the first genuine bit of vulnerability that Spain have shown. And they're not coping massively well with some of the breaks that Belgium have had.
Now Pedro Porro coming forward, though, found by Lamal down the right-hand side, but it was Ngoy who came out of the centre to make the challenge. But a throw-in taken quickly. Lamal, crossfield ball towards Baena, who nods it down looking for Oyarzabal, back to the goal. And now Fabian Ruiz, Cucurella. Finding Baena again, Dani Olmo makes the run into the penalty area, but now Fabian Ruiz again, and Spain goes square and wide towards the right-hand side, and Lamal, who can attack De Kuyper. Doku comes back to help him, but Lamal continues. Now Rodri in a central area, finding Cucurella. Again, there's no shot from Spain. And Laporte works it wide to Oyarzabal, who's now come out to the left wing. Baena. And Pau Kabasi's got time to find Lamine Yamal. He plays it square to Cucurella. It's allowed to run. Fabian Ruiz, Oyarzabal, and now Cucurella again. And the shot from Lamine Yamal is dragged wide. It took a deflection. It will be a corner. Well, they passed and passed and passed, and eventually Lamine Yamal saw his shot bundled wide.
Yeah, again, it wasn't a brilliant strike. It would have tested Courtois. The deflection just took it away from goal. But they've done very well, Belgium, when Yamal has drifted in. He's having to beat 3 or 4 players.
Now a high cross into the penalty area from Lamine Yamal. Cleared as far as Olmo, who hits it right-footed, but it swung away from goal and into those tier of supporters behind that goal away to our right. Ferran Torres will be coming on very soon for Spain, and we are seeing Luis de la Fuente go early here, and it won't be the only change either. Pedri coming on as well.
No, it's interesting, isn't it? Only into the 53rd minute, and de la Fuente feels as if he's seen enough in the second half that things have changed since that goal.
The Sports Bar coming up at the end of this game, although if we have extra time it will be delayed, as Fabian Ruiz comes forward now. 8 minutes into the second half, 1-1 in Los Angeles. Cucurella threads it through, almost finds Fabian Ruiz, but he was slightly off balance, and in the end it's dribbled through to Courtois.
Well, that's the one thing you can't do against this Spanish side, is think you're comfortable, because players just drift off you, put a pattern of play together in little triangles, and then they just find the spare player that's behind you because you haven't checked your shoulder defensively. It was almost Fabian Ruiz that got played through there by Cucurella.
The winners meet France in Dallas on Tuesday. Of course, they'll sort out the other semi-final tomorrow, England against Norway. Live on TalkSport from Miami. Our coverage inside the stadium begins at 8 o'clock for a 10 o'clock kickoff, and then at 2 a.m, the early hours of Sunday morning, Argentina against Switzerland with Ben Fletcher, Ian Danta and Scott Minto after Jim and Stuart, along with Faye, bring you the England game. And you can have your say following the England game as well, as Spain still wait to make the double change early in the second half, as Belgium try and come forward now. De Bruyne on the half turn, plays it wide to the far side, and Doku, the opportunity to attack Porro again. Back to De Bruyne, lovely ball, and Doku pulls it back and then fired towards goal, and it's the side netting. And it was a great chance for Maxime De Kuyper. Lovely interchange between De Bruyne and Doku. They're wearing sky blue shirts, and that was like a throwback to Manchester City, but no finish in the end.
Brilliant. So good from those two, so sharp in the interchange. Into De Bruyne, first time pass to Doku, who'd made the darting run, kept himself onside. I thought, should he have a shot himself? I know it was tight, but maybe smash it towards the far corner. If goalkeeper parries, you've got somebody there. He tried to play it to the penalty spot, it got cut out, and then De Kuyper just lashing it into the side netting.
Baena and Ruiz have been replaced by Ferran Torres and Pedri. So Pedri will go into the heart of midfield, and Ferran Torres will play on the left, but with license to get forward into the centre as Lamine Yamal looks to find Pedri on the half turn, but in the end he can't pick him out. In fact, at the moment it looks as though it will be Ferran Torres down the centre with maybe Oyarzabal pulling wide to the left, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they've made similar changes in other games in the tournament. Ferran will definitely drift. He is a bit of a hybrid, isn't he, of a wide player and a forward player. He might even play up there alongside Oyarzabal at times. Something different, though, for Belgium to think about.
Olmo back towards Rodri, and here is Pedri. Everything going to the right-hand side again for Spain with Lamine Yamal now, but it's Doku who comes back to do his defensive work, forcing Spain back inside, but now Pedri finding Pedro Porro, but the cross is overhit and it will be a goal kick. 56 minutes played on TalkSport. Spain 1, Belgium 1 in the World Cup quarter-final, and we're about to see the first Belgian change as well. And a team full of veterans will soon have another one, Axel Witsel coming on, along with Romelu Lukaku, so they're going early with him as well.
They certainly are, obviously trying to counter De La Fuente, his changes. Rudy Garcia able to bring on genuine experience, but also a totally different profile of player with Lukaku. Will De Ketelaere stay, or will he be the one that is taken out?
You've got to keep him on, surely.
Yeah, you would think so, but maybe it is De Bruyne that might miss out.
Now Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side. High cross into the area, looking for the run of Oyarzabal, but it was fisted away by Courtois. Now gathered on this near side by Rodri. We're still waiting for that double change for Belgium, but Axel Witsel and Romelu Lukaku, with a combined age of 70, will shortly be on the field in this World Cup quarter-final. I'm not trying to be ageist, but they're a team full of old players. Even if De Bruyne does go off. Now Lamine Yamal at the other end of his career. And support from Oyarzabal, Porro, and now Pedri again. Still only 23 years of age, but it feels as though he's been around for a long time. But Doku breaks things up for Belgium, and he's been the key man in the second half so far, and he forces a hurried challenge from Lamine Yamal. And I thought for a moment Michael Oliver was going for the pocket there, but no card.
I'm not sure how that can't be a yellow card. It's clearly a breakaway for Belgium. Yamal just pushes him over. Very surprised.
Axel Witsel will be coming on. In fact, it may be a triple change. It is. And it will be Diego Moreira of Strasbourg, the 21-year-old, who will be coming on. It would be only his 5th cap. There's De Ketelaere now on the edge of the Spanish penalty area, but Olmo wins it off him and guides it back towards Unai Simon. 59 minutes played, 1-1, and it's a very even game now, and Spain looking to step it up with Olmo. Wide to this near side, but Cucurella is still forward on the overlap. Olmo, though, goes down to walking pace and brings Aymeric Laporte into the game. In towards Pedri and worked wide to Cucurella. First time ball from him, but Ngoy was well placed to hammer the ball away. And it will be a throw-in for Spain, but maybe not before the changes. And Leandro Trossard will make way for Axel Witsel. Witsel relegated with Girona in Spain this season. He's leaving. This will be his 140th appearance. The oldest player in their World Cup squad. And he came on for a minute against the States. Hans van Aken will also come off. And it's a Joachim Seyss who will actually be coming on. So Trossard, Van Aken and De Kuyper are coming off. And Joaquin Seys of Club Brugge comes on at the age of 21 to win his 6th cap and play for the first time in a World Cup, and he'll be marking Lamine Yamal. Good luck.
Test. That's definitely a test, but maybe De Kuiper, a lot of work he's having to get through on that side, needs fresh legs out there.
Well, now, here is the first test. Lamine Yamal curls the shot from the edge of the penalty area. Comfortable save, though, for Courtois.
Very comfortable. I'd be astonished if Courtois was beaten that side from Yamal. He must have done plenty of homework on that. Be very, very surprised. It was a decent effort without being threatening, really, from Yamal.
Now Pau Kabasi fighting Dani Olmo, nearly breaks for Ferran Torres, but Belgium will defend, and a nice turn wide on the far side from Doku, who'll try and take on Pedro Porro for pace, and a good ball forward towards Raskin. Lukaku waits in the centre, the cross in towards Lukaku. Was the handball there by Laporte as he challenged? Now De Bruyne with a shot on the turn, and it's saved by Unai Simon, and now the Belgians look towards Michael Oliver and say, was there a penalty there?
Well, Laporte was that tried to get the header away. Rodri's arms are up and it definitely traps it slightly before it goes towards Lukaku, but Michael Oliver is crossing his arms to say, no way.
It would have been very harsh because
he was right next to him.
It was Laporte who headed it onto the arm of Rodri. But now Spain do have a focal point. But here is Lamine Yamal at the other end now, taking on Seys, slips it into the penalty area. The low shot towards the near post, and foul ball is blocked by the legs of Courtois and scrambled behind for a corner.
Well, that was beautifully crafted by Yamal. Instead of going on his own, he faked to shoot and then just popped the pass in towards Oyarzabal, who'd made the run off Mekele. And then to Courtois, he just covers the angle so well, especially when it's tight like that.
62 minutes played, corner for Spain, 1-1. Dani Olmo, he's got Pedro Porro square of him. Of course, scored in the game against Austria. And Pedro Porro now onto the left foot, not his best. So it's wide to this near side, and Ferran Torres, he steps in field away from Ngoy and then leaves it for Pedri, but Seys is able to make the challenge. And now Rodri back towards Pedri again. And there's a real ebb and flow about this game now. There was some caution in the first half, but that's gone from the game, with both teams really looking for the winner. Lamine Yamal coming forward now, finding Ferran Torres, back towards Lamine Yamal, but he can't pick his way through the bodies. And it's Raskin who clears, but it hits Rodri on the head. Headed back by Laporte, and now gathered by Olmo, and he was caught by Raskin, and it will be a free kick for Spain midway inside the Belgium half.
Yeah, it's really ramped up, hasn't it? The flow of the game. Both teams, I think both teams growing in confidence. A bit of freshness with the substitutes as well. Now Laporte. Challenged by Lukaku. And if this game does go the distance, Lukaku will be playing a lot of football here. But now Lamine Yamal hoping it won't, but Seys does well, steps across, ensures that Lamine Yamal can't go beyond him and shepherds the ball behind for a goal kick. Yeah, he doesn't look frustrated yet, Yamal, but Seys did really well there. Just tried to push it and run. Yamal tried to beat him for pace, but he got his body in the way and shepherded it out. Lamar has won all 10 of his finals games in the Euros and the World Cup, but Spain have got work to do here. 1-1, conceding their first goal in this World Cup. The header from Charles de Catalada just before half-time to equalise the earlier goal from Fabian Ruiz, who has now been taken off. Ferran Torres makes a dart in behind, but it's further wide towards this near side, the left, for Spain and Cucurella. Now Pedri. He's quickly closed down by Witsel, but Oyarzabal and Cucurella again is demanding the ball on the left. And now it's shuttled back inside towards Pedri. Olmo flicks it on towards Ferran Torres. There's a spare man, and it's Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side. And a good challenge, though, from Ngoy, and then Seys will bring it clear and find Doku. Doku, though, has given the ball away. Has he? No, he was fouled on the far side by Pedro Porro, and
from Belgium's point of view, it's a good job he was.
They're doing so well over on that side. Says has come on, but he's constantly getting help. They're constantly doubling up on Lamine Yamal. You have to. He's that good. He'll definitely get past one of you, but if there's 2 and 3, you can handle him, and they have done. Has Courtois gone down?
Well, Courtois got a problem. Well, of course, the players won't be allowed to come over and talk to the coach.
Well, a lot of them have done. But
yes, I know. Yeah,
in this tournament, but
that's the guide.
Can't do that, obviously. So what we've seen is, like, in the same way we see this with the Premier League, goalkeepers have occasionally been going down, and it's an opportunity for the players and the rest of the team usually to go and chat to the coach and have a bit of, you know.
But we've seen that in club football for a while, no?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's just the difference is, like, it could be anyone on the pitch that did it most of the time.
Fine. Now it has
hydration break, though.
Yeah.
Now their number 2 keeper is Senna Lammens, though, isn't he? So it was probably fine.
Senna Lammens, yeah.
What about
yeah.
Flecken?
I like that one. That's good. I'm picking a hydration.
I've stunned
for you
the
here.
Tifo podcast with my knowledge.
That's a good one. Like that one. That's good. That's
Oh,
very
jokes.
good. That one.
Love these. There we go.
This one's good. Now, Alfie, can I ask you a question? Do you know how to pronounce most names of cheeses?
I'll try. I've so far not understood a single one of these jokes, but I can go for it.
Give this one a try.
Yeah.
This one a try. Here, you pass that along.
Just deliver it with oomph, I think, is the secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And red rag to a JJ Bull coming to Edinburgh Fringe next year, and you'll hear jokes just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the English invented football, that doesn't make them the best at it. The French invented cheese, but I can gobble down a Port Salut like nobody's business.
There you go. Like
Nice. So you're the best at. Oh no, I don't get it. Do I get it?
None of them make sense.
He's gobbling down a Port Salut like nobody's business.
Are you saying that makes you really good at cheese?
Is that not a French cheese?
If you're eating it fast.
But that's.
Is that the premise?
Yeah.
But you're.
John, what have you seen from the game so far? We've got the hydration break in the second half now. We've had 3/4 of the game. Cuckoo for Cucurella.
That's lovely.
That's lovely. Little sign in the crowd said. What about you? Port Salut?
Port Salut. Yeah, I mean, the game has continued in the same vein.
Said that last time, John.
Yes, well...
Come on, shake it off. I went to your cupboard. In fact, sorry, I know we haven't got long, but can I say...
That's true, we heard you weren't in the cupboard.
I went to your cupboard, and there was just a chair staring at a blank wall.
Where?
So what are you doing there?
Which cupboard are you in today?
I'm in the snug.
It was just an empty chair.
You're
and an
hiding
empty
in the
blank
corner.
wall.
She's been looking for you in the cupboard.
I've been in the cupboard the whole time.
Is it a kind of Narnia of football tactics sort of
Maybe.
situation?
I think you've just been riffing.
Yeah, Belgium very
Sorry,
much
John,
going,
this is really good.
going
Carry on.
very negative in the subs, so they've gone with the back 5 now, and it looks
Right.
like they're going to bed in.
We did notice that.
Yeah.
They are relying a lot on Jeremy Doku for ball progression, and
Good.
they brought on Lukaku, and
He's pretty good at it, though.
We
he
love.
is, yeah, very good at it. Much better, it appears, than Lamine Yamal, who looks very much
Jaded.
unfit at the moment.
Tell you what, Alfie Dundas, it's a shame he's out of the room because he loves dunking on Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously just come back from a hamstring injury.
Of course.
If not surgery. Did he have surgery on it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. But he clearly looks like he is not
Struggling.
100%. So, Spain have been pretty good as far as I can tell.
Right.
But have they been as good as France?
I think they've been different to France. And again, we've talked about this the whole time, saying that the issue that Spain have is that their players are not performing within the system to the level that you would expect them to. So there's been a few instances where, slight miscontacts on the ball and stuff where normally they would be fine and they'd be through in behind, and they've just not come off.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think the system is working. They've barely given up anything. They've controlled the game most of the time, and it's just been a case of them not really being able to break down this Belgian block, which they've been in for most of the second half now. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
All right, well, the game started again, John. If you want to head back to your cupboard,
No,
or
come
pretend to.
Come and sit on my lap. Come
Huh?
on.
I wonder which cupboard he's really in.
Oh, that he went for a power header. I love those.
Was it close?
It sat up perfectly, trying to smash it with his heat, but it went over.
That's about 20 seconds behind that TV, John. So if you
Sorry,
hold on,
you'll see it now. You'll see it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Just like the law means you have to
coming
power.
on.
I don't think it is a major. Surely Lamens is a perfectly adequate backup, no?
Yeah, Lamens is good, but like Courtois is one of the
Courtois
best
off, is he?
isn't he? Yeah, Courtois coming off.
Courtois is amazing.
Is he still? Yeah, I guess he is still.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's just so experienced as well, isn't he? Oh, he looks sad.
That could be the last time he plays in the World Cup.
Bless him.
Yeah,
there he goes.
It's not fair when it happens like that.
Oh, that's really sad. Oh, bless him.
Poor lad.
Oh, maybe I'm full of gobbledygook. There's not.
Penders. No, it's
not who
Lamens.
they've put him on.
There he is.
Lamens.
Penders.
Looks like Lamens to me.
Lamens is there, yeah.
Why did it have Penders?
I don't know, but I'm looking at Senna Lamens.
Yeah,
so
I'm.
maybe they're wrong.
I'm in the cupboard, basically. Why did they write the wrong player on the screen? There was only one player to be written.
Just to confuse you.
Sorry, graphic. Oh no, the graphic op is not going to be right. It's not going to be listening to Tifo, are they? As they do
I
their
hope
job?
not. It could be the reason that they've put the name in wrong, though.
Just to like keep us awake.
Some bloke 87 says, "This has got to be the most middle class pod I've ever watched."
Yeah, fair.
Oh.
Although
you're welcome.
Although we are watching
JJ, not us,
Welcome.
pal. Although you are quite middle class as far as Scottish people go.
Ooh, bit of Scottish racism there.
Yeah, no, but
lovely.
just sometimes you've got to stir the pot a little bit. Now you get me. Zing, zing, zing.
Zing.
Hey.
Zing,
There you
zing.
go.
It would be the fact that it is on the subject of football, presumably makes it less middle class.
We haven't really talked about football, to be honest. So I think I'm not sure that counts. I don't know.
Oh, Alfie says he's making tea. I'd have one. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Thanks for asking.
Do you want a tea, Kate?
You guys have
Are you sure?
the slowest kettle in the world.
You don't need to use it.
There's a
You can
boiling
just use
water
the hot
tap.
water tap.
That's why.
Well, that would have been nice to know. To be honest, I've been there for ages
You
reading the
simply
comments.
must ask. Next time, you'll know.
Do you want another player that may or may not exist?
Yeah, go on.
And then we can be done with this nonsense.
I like it. It's good.
I like it too, but let's make sure that we give him nothing for his clip.
Can you give me some more reaction for my clip? I mean, that's why I'm here.
JJ,
I say
absolutely no
things to you,
reaction
and you
just
go.
for fun.
You just deadpan down the camera. Last time, John was up in arms. He was crying. And
I'm still trying to find out who Prenders is. Prenders of Belgium. Do you think they just spelt?
Even on the bench.
Do you think they just spelt Lamens?
Lamens wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh no, he's actually a real. Sorry.
What is this? The bench keeper?
No, the keeper is good. He's the United guy, but the
Courtois came off. Yeah.
Did he?
Courtois came off. It was all very sad. He cried. No, this dude exists. Mike Penders.
Oh yeah.
Cup of tea, more like cup of teeth.
Nice. He's 20.
It doesn't help my image of not having teeth that I'm only drinking liquids on this pod.
But you're not actually allowed to eat food in
I'm not allowed
it.
to
So
eat
it's
in
not
it.
your,
But if I bring in a cup of soup, it's going to look really suspicious.
All right, let's play.
Footballers that may or may not exist. You got to guess if this is a real or a fake footballer. And I've got a Spanish one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Does this football player exist? Spanish edition.
Nice.
Isidro Langara. Isidro Langara scored 142 goals in 114 games for Real Oviedo the season before the Spanish Civil War broke out in 1936. Langara picked the wrong side, aka the Republicans, so when Franco won, he couldn't go home. He joined a Basque touring 11 playing exhibition matches worldwide to fund the Republican resistance. He ended up in Argentina for San Lorenzo and then Mexico, where he topped the scoring charts again. He's the only man in history to be a top scorer on 3 continents.
It's a lovely story.
I think it's not
I don't believe
true.
it.
I think it's not true also.
No, I've said no. Someone has to say it is true, otherwise it ruins the whole.
That's how the content works.
Yeah,
You need Jeopardy.
I already too fast said I didn't think it was not true.
You think it's
but we're
false?
going to look like absolute mugs
I've got
if it is
I'm
true.
going from my 100% record, so I
Okay, fine,
only
you
go
can-
with what I
yeah, yeah.
believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I believe that is not. I'm doing this for the edit now. For
Not
Alfie's
true.
editing.
But why do you think it's not true?
Don't worry, I got it.
Sure.
Listen, this bit's going to get cut out of your clip.
Yeah.
Here. There's no way that's true, Alfie Dundas, comedian with shows at Edinburgh Fringe. I just don't
Which
believe...
venue? Which venue?
Pleasance Courtyard. Bunker Green.
Pleasance Courtyard,
Yeah, but-
lovely venue that is.
There's
You will
no-
have a good time for your money at the Pleasance Courtyard.
got
How
no
much
teeth.
money?
He's got...
I'm chopping this into an advert and targeting your own followers.
There's no way that's true. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because you've just written the Spanish Civil War 3 times in there.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal, high cross in, looking for Olmo, who flicks it on, but it's volleyed away by Witsel on the edge of the penalty area. Lukaku now in a real fight with Laporte, and Laporte has come away clutching his face. And Pedri eventually unable to control on this near side. And it must be serious because Luis de la Fuente's taken his tie off.
Must be hot. I know that. But good battle that between Laporte and Lukaku. Laporte felt he took a stray arm to the face. That's just what you get in a battle.
Lukaku loses out. Now Rodri and Witsel with a typical Axel Witsel challenge on Pedri. Seems to be saying to Michael Oliver, I only caught him this much, but it's a free kick. And Pedri quickly plays it wide to Lamine Yamal. He can attack Sace now, one-on-one on the right corner of the penalty area, then back heels it for Pedro Porro. Low ball in there, only finding Raskin, and Belgium will clear again. 14 minutes to play, 1-1 on TalkSport, and it's Doku with an injection of pace on the far side, but it's Pedri who comes back to make the challenge. But again, Doku's away from him, and then Raskin has been fouled by Porro on the far side, and Belgium have got the time to rest with a free kick inside the Spanish half.
But surely they've got to take the positives from those sort of breaks. Why aren't they doing that a bit more and having that belief? There's definitely something for them here, Belgium. Spain are sort of running out of ideas. We'll go and test them. See if you can pin them back for a period.
Well, Belgium have had 9 touches now inside the opposition penalty area. Spain have had 33 at the other end. But it's 1-1. Senna Lamens plays it high to the far side. Doku, though, miscontrols. Rodri wins it back. And here is Pedri, midway inside the Belgium half. Wide towards the far side, and Lamine Yamal, his low ball in is blocked, though, by Brandon Mekele. And here is Rodri, lofted wide towards Cucurella. Cucurella's got support from Pedri, but we've seen this from Spain so many times in this game. As they look to work the opening, of course, it paid off with the goal, but now it's a different game. Rodri finding Pedri, coming inside again, and Belgium have got the time to set themselves. Lamine Yamal, can he produce a moment of genius? He gets it back from Pedro Porro, but shows him the inside and then wins it back from him. But Pau Kabasi beats Lukaku too. It's on the halfway line.
He's been much more aggressive than De Kuyper was with Yamal. Physically, he can beat him, and so he's getting really tight when Yamal gets the ball. He's been poor with his end product, Yamal.
Olmo in towards Ferran Torres. Now Oyarzabal wide to Lamine Yamal. He's worked the 1-2 with Ferran Torres, but it was well read by Ngoy, who steps in to clear. And now Doku on the left-hand side, looking to run Pedro Porro. Doku goes down, and a free kick's been given by Michael Oliver. And there's going to be a change here. Wow. This could be a risk, because Mikel Oyarzabal is going off, and Nico Williams is coming on. So it's all-out attack for Spain here. Just how fit is Nico Williams? We may be about to find out.
Well, I think everyone was, of course, excited to possibly see Williams on one side, Yamal on the other. We haven't until now. And like you say, you think he should be fit, or else he shouldn't be there. Can he make a difference, though?
Well, he's played 46 minutes so far in this World Cup, off the bench as he manages a hamstring injury. Another Athletic Bilbao player on the field, De La Fuente's former club. Pedri now, wide towards Nico Williams. First opportunity to attack Castagna. He goes on the outside, whips in the cross, and it's overhit, and it will be a goal kick.
Well, that is something they lack in other areas, is pace, genuine pace. They don't have it with Baena or with Oyarzabal. Olmo's not particularly quick. Ferran the same. Yamal has definitely got a turn of pace. Williams has definitely got that extra bit of speed. Can hopefully help down the side.
Well, Mikel Merino is also warming up. Of course, he came on and scored the winner in the previous round. Now De Bruyne. I think he's done his hamstring. Kevin De Bruyne, he just pulled up, then played a long ball forward and then pulled up again, and his race may be run as well. Courtois has gone off injured. Tielemans didn't make the kickoff, and now De Bruyne looks to have a problem as well.
Well, I mean, look, the tournament may be catching up with Kevin De Bruyne. He looks like he wants to carry on. A blow to lose the captain.
It could be his last game at the World Cup as well.
I think it would be.
Well, he's taken on an energy gel and he'll carry on for now. De Catalara's now playing on the right. And I'm not sure they get the best out of him there. But here is Cucurella down the Spanish left. Does he keep the ball in play? He does. Now Pedri finding Nico Williams. Pedri again, Nico Williams twisting and turning, and he's got support from Rodri. Rodri now clips it wide to the far side. First time ball in from Lamine Yamal. Blocked though by Witsel, and Doku can bring the ball away here. Quickly forward towards Raskin, and Raskin catches Pau Kabasi. Play continues though because Spain have the ball. Here is Dani Olmo. 9 minutes to play on TalkSport. 1-1 the score. Now Rodri again. Wide to this near side, and Nico Williams, who will control the ball on his chest. Clipped over the top by Pedri. Williams though is blocked off by Castagna, and that's a goal kick.
They've covered each other much better in this second half, Belgium, and their defenders not left each other isolated as they did a couple of times in the first half. Really well defended, crowding out Spain time and time again.
Well, Alexis Selemakers of Milan will be coming on soon, and will that be for De Bruyne? Lukaku unable to win the ball in the air above Laporte, and it's all the way through to Unai Simon.
Well, we've seen so many late goals in this tournament as teams get tired and you can bring on the fresh substitutes. Are we going to see another?
We've seen late goals from these teams.
Yes.
Now Rodri forward towards Lamine Yamal, but again great defending from Joaquin Saiz. Managed to get across and block off the run of Yamal, and then ensure that Lamens was able to gather.
Well, he only got that chance because of the touch from Yamal. It's a brilliant run, great ball from Rodri over the top, but he just miscontrols it. He controls it and then kicks it with his other foot, and it gets away from him.
Unai Simon outside his goal gives it straight to Kevin De Bruyne, who tried to loft it back towards an empty net, and it was blocked by Rodri. Not quite sure how close that shot would have been, but why on earth was Unai Simon 30 yards outside his penalty area there? Maybe he was bored.
Possibly, but what a mistake that could have been. Brilliant from Rodri, by the way, because De Bruyne, you'd expect him to be able to find the net, even from distance.
6 minutes to play on TalkSport. Spain 1, Belgium 1. And this game is heading for a similar story to the previous quarter-final meeting in Mexico in 1986. On that occasion, Belgium ended up winning on penalties. A repeat here would certainly send shockwaves throughout this competition. Castagna. Forward towards Raskin, and now De Catalara's challenged by Pedri. And then a yellow card's going to be out for the subsequent challenge here from De Bruyne. He just grabbed hold of Rodri and hauled him down, and it will be a free kick. In fact, it was Ferran Torres he hauled down, his other former Manchester City teammate. And it will be a free kick, and you just wonder if that could be De Bruyne's last act. It is. He's going off.
Last act to get a yellow card in a World Cup for Kevin De Bruyne. Probably not what he dreamt of, but not only is he shown his quality, he's actually put in a real shift in that midfield area defensively.
Well, the golden generation are dropping like flies here. Thibaut Courtois and Kevin De Bruyne are both going off injured. And now Spain are looking to their match winner from the previous round, Mikel Merino of Arsenal. He comes on for Dani Olmo.
Well, he is a man for the big occasion. He scores big, important goals, Merino. Could add another one to his growing list. He'll be a threat, though. If they do get it wide now, watch out for him.
Well, Belgium have made their 5 changes. Of course, they would get another one should we go into extra time. Now a high ball in towards Merino, headed away by Castagna. Gathered on this near side by Cucurella. Nico Williams back towards Cucurella again. Pedri finding Rodri. And here is Lamine Yamal. First time ball to find Porro. Back towards Lamine Yamal, who comes inside, heads back into traffic. All the room was on the outside. And as a result, Belgium were able to scramble the ball away. And we have 3.5 minutes to play, 1-1.
Well, he is very left-footed, isn't he, Yamal? He was that desperate then to get back onto the left. Well, they're waiting for that.
Williams coming forward now on the left. Down side, low ball into the area. Hammered away though by Raskin. Lukaku rumbles forward and almost knocks Laporte off his feet. And now Pau Kabasi. He knew that Romelu Lukaku was in the vicinity. I think he could hear him coming. But in the end he plays it back towards Unai Simon. And now Laporte on this near side. Both coaches very animated now on the edge of the technical areas, with 3 minutes of normal time to play. Looks like we're heading to extra time unless either side can come up with a winner here. Cucurella fighting Pedri. And now it's square to Pau Kabasi. He strikes it low, Lamens has lost it, and it's hammered in! And yet again, it's Mikel Merino! The Arsenal man steps off the bench and has surely won the game for Spain and taken them into the semi-finals. Cedar Lamens, Courtois' replacement, fumbled the shot. Mikel Merino closest to react. It's Spain 2, Belgium 1, and Spain yet again have found the big moment.
Well, it's usually a piece of quality or a mistake at this level with this pressure, and sadly for Cedar Lamens it's a huge mistake. Kabasi just finds a nice bit of space because Belgium are so deep to just get it out of his feet and take the strike on. He hits it full and it just dips before Lamens. He can't keep hold of it. It spills out of his arms, hits his knee and falls. And then you need a poacher. You need someone that senses it, that wants it, that anticipates it. Mikel Merino is there. He just hammers it side-footed into the roof of the net as Lamens clambers to rectify the mistake. Spain are ahead with a little bit of luck and a little bit of help.
Well, Mikel Merino scoring with his second touch. He scored in the 91st minute against Portugal. He scored in the 88th minute here today. Spain 2, Belgium 1, and Cedar Lamens looks like he wants the ground to open up.
Well, his face, you're right, says it all. Courtois' face said it all. He knows as a goalkeeper how that feels to make a mistake like that. You can't take it back. Feel for him, it's horrible.
But Merino doing the trick from the bench once again, and had he not got there, I think Nico Williams would have put the loose ball in anyway. So But Spain on the verge of just their second World Cup semi-final, which seems remarkable, but they've often bottled it on the bigger stage, but in this competition they are finding a way every single time.
They are, and with this manager, seems to have the touch, doesn't he?
A minimum of 7 more minutes. The Sports Bar coming up at the end of this game. 03717 22 33 44 to talk to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy about this game and about the game coming up tomorrow. 10 o'clock kickoff live on Talk Sport. Norway against England, followed at 2 a.m. by Argentina against Switzerland. That's the other half of the draw. In this half of the draw, it looks like France against Spain. A repeat of the Euro semi-final 2 years ago when Spain came from behind to win 2-1. Doku penalised for handball on the far side on the edge of the Spanish penalty area. And Belgium, who have often looked at the most dangerous when they've been at the most unconvincing, now need to do that again.
It's so disappointing for them, of course. Lamans obviously doesn't mean to make the mistake, but they've defended so well in this second half. They've denied Spain any real opportunity, and then that happens. Can you pick yourselves up? Can they find one more?
Doku forward towards Sailor-Makers now. Oh, he's beyond Unai Simon, in towards Lukaku. Brilliant clearance though from Emerick Laporte, and he got back to volley that ball away straight into the arms of his grateful goalkeeper who sold himself.
Well, what was he doing out there, Unai Simon? He was never going to get to it. He came racing out towards the side of his penalty area, got nowhere near it. Sailor-Makers took it past him, did the right thing, clipped it in for his teammate to score. Brilliant from Laporte, who just cleared it straight to his goalkeeper.
Doku now. He's been taken out by Laporte, his former Manchester City teammate. Yellow card for him and a free kick for Belgium midway inside the Spanish half. We played 2 of the 7 minutes of added time on Talk Sport. Spain 2, Belgium 1. More late drama for Spain in this World Cup, but I'm sure Didier Deschamps will be looking at this and maybe sensing 1 or 2 weaknesses. A Sailor-Makers free kick into the area is cleared, and now there's a potential breakaway. Pedri looking for Lamine Yamal. Says was the last defender back, and he got the job done just to hammer the ball clear on the far side.
Oh, he did, but it was awful from Pedri. They had 3 against 1, and he just played it straight to Says, who, like you say, clears away. Spain are just that type of team as well. When you're behind, very difficult to get the ball back off them. And Marino on the far side. Of course, when he was used as the false 9 at Arsenal last season, he came up with so many important goals, and he's come on and scored 2 priceless goals here for Spain. And Thibaut Courtois, Kevin De Bruyne, members of the golden generation, both look on, injured and stricken on the Belgian bench. And will we see them again on the bigger stage? But let's be honest, once again, even with a differing team, Belgium have flattered to deceive when it's really mattered. But there's still time for them here. But here's Nico Williams, wide towards Pedri. Witsel with the challenge. Witsel then takes out Rodri. 3 forward rolls and a triple salco from him to make absolutely sure that Axel Witsel gets booked. Yeah, he really did. Went diving in towards Rodri. Witsel. It's just how much of him did he catch? It's a nasty challenge.
That's a nasty one. Studs up on the ankle, and I just wonder if Jarrod Gillett will have a look at that.
I would expect so. I mean, Rodri's lucky that his foot isn't planted.
Well,
maybe they feel that therefore isn't using the excessive force needed. Well, playing on. I mean, Rodri's up and playing on as well. He hasn't stayed down or complained too much.
Well, Unai Simon has just played the ball straight out of play here, and it's a throw-in for Belgium on this near side. Sailormakers, wide towards Castagna, now down the line for Raskin. Raskin with the cross in, looking for Lukaku, but the header's blocked at the near post and hammered away by Rodri. 2 minutes of added time to play. On Talk Sport, Spain 2, Belgium 1. Lamine Yamal had the chance to break, but he's lost out to Doku. And it's played wide to this near side by Mekele. And now the cross in from Raskin, and Unai Simon is challenged by Lukaku. And in the end, the referee's given a free kick for the challenge on the goalkeeper by Lukaku.
Yeah, it was just a little heavy from Lukaku, the crash into Unai Simon. He had the right to go for the ball, but Simon had his hands on it. It was the header before that was brilliant, the defensive header from the cross that came in. I think it might have been Marino, actually, that got ahead of Lukaku, then put his head in his hands, couldn't believe that the defender had come from that position as he was about to glance it goalwards.
Lukaku, another, who we may not see at a World Cup unless Spain concede in the next minute or so. A number of legends could be departing. Of course, at the end of the previous game when Spain won, that was the end of Cristiano Ronaldo at the World Cup. Now Cucurella coming forward now. Nico Williams in support, but he goes low, but this time Senna Lamens is able to hang on, and he quickly hammers it downfield. 30 seconds of added time to play, but he only picks out Laporte. Wide to this near side, and Cucurella. Spain have just got to keep the ball here. Nico Williams infield to Rodri. Rodri very good at doing that. Now Marino. Wide towards Pedro Porro, a player who fought relegation in the Premier League this season, heading to a World Cup semi-final, and Pedro Porro charging through the challenges here, pulls it back to...
But that comedy never sleeps.
Or eats.
Or eats.
Or
chews. The dentist. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Parts of the first half, and for a huge swathe of the second, there was only one team that was going to win that game. Spain through to just a second World Cup semi-final in their history. The last time they reached it, they won it. Can they do the same in 2026 as they did back in 2010 in South Africa? Lamine Yamal shakes hands with his teammates, with Michael Oliver, the referee, as well. Miguel Marino taking all the plaudits for his winner. Dean Ashton, I'm sad for Senna Lamens, I am. I'm a Manchester United fan. I was excited. Messaged all my mates when he came onto the pitch. Great experience for the kid. Who knows what was going to happen? It was the worst possible outcome for him. It's a disaster.
It is. You know, I really feel for him, because it's this type of thing that can genuinely knock a career. I hope that it doesn't affect him too much. You can only imagine what it must feel like to make a mistake like that on the biggest stage and cost your nation a place in the semi-final of the World Cup. So I hope he's got good people around him, because he'll need it, I'm sure, because he's shown he's a good goalkeeper. He has done this season for Manchester United. So unfortunate, but this is the nature of the game, and it's not just him. Of course, the mistake is the thing that everyone will look at. But you're right, it was all Spain. Spain were the only ones really looking like winning it. They were pressing, they were probing, not creating the clear-cut chances, but it was them that were really trying to win the game.
Listen, there is one takeaway for me with Spain when it comes to this game. We know how good they are in possession, in and around that penalty box. We spoke about it before the match. Are they really killers in the way that they need to be to go and win the World Cup when you look at some of the other teams around them? For me, even though they scored twice today and they got the late with this 90 minutes, because they've felt so comfortable against Belgium. Maybe they thought they were going to be able to score that perfect goal, but they're going to have to take a few more risks in and around the final third. And I truly believe this is a team that could score for fun, to be perfectly honest. But at the moment, there just seems to be a little bit of reticence to take a risky pass when it comes to trying to score a goal.
Well, it just means it then, you know, if there's an extra 3 passes, they all have to be perfect when it's that tight in the middle of the pitch and in the middle of the penalty area. Only one of them needs to be slightly off and it breaks down. That seemed to happen too often with Spain, certainly in that second half. I think you're right. I think at times it doesn't. They create the opening and then don't take that first opportunity. It's then maybe one more pass, one more flick that means they lose the ball. And also every extra pass and touch gives the opposition a chance to get maybe an extra player into a good position or to cover. So I'm sure it's something they will have to learn from. But look, France is going to be a whole different experience for them. And look, as a neutral, I can't wait for that. I think that's the semi-final I certainly wanted to see. I don't think this Belgium team would have been able to give France much of a game. I think Spain certainly will. That's made for a terrific semi-final.
Spain against France, Tuesday, 8 p.m. kickoff live on TalkSport from Arlington, Texas. Is going to be an absolute spectacle. We're into the business end of this competition, just a week to go now. Just on Belgium, we spoke about their golden generation. This wasn't it to its entirety. The likes of Company and Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Hazard no longer a part of this Belgian squad, obviously, but we still see the dying embers of it. Kevin.
Or Lamine driving with the ball, running at teams. If they had a striker who's ready to play off the shoulder and go in, they'll be a real dangerous team. I think that they played some good stuff today. This was the toughest test that they've had in this World Cup, and they overcame that hurdle. I think that the maximum, for me, I think that this is the maximum we'll see from Spain. The biggest thing that makes them any more better will be if Lamine Yamal's performances get better. That's a big thing. We saw Nico Williams come on the left-hand side, did okay, didn't look too bad, but Grella's right, they played well. They played well, they played a really good game today. I think it's going to be a very interesting game with them and France in the next round. But they are a fantastic team. You can't take that away from them.
Troy, do you think Marino is the answer? They should go to him sooner?
Yeah, I think so. I've liked him for Arsenal for a few years. I think he's just got that nose to sniff out a goal. He's always in the right places at the right time. If you think to this goal, it's a shot from distance. Both centre-backs, like centre-backs normally do, watching the play. He's on the move, and he's the first to react. He's only 2 yards away from the goalie. Goalie does spill it and should do better, but he just spills it 2 yards in front. Moreno being on the front foot, and then also the cuteness to lift it up. So many people would try to just punch that back in. It would hit goalie, go wide. He lifts it back up. It's a wonderful finish. But I like him just as an option anyway, because he's good in the air. He can link the play. Him and Havertz obviously play for Arsenal, but in this situation, he's the Havertz for this team. He can link the game. He can do the deep stuff. He's a tidy footballer, but he's also very underrated in running in behind, and he just understands and sniffs the moments. There's moments in the game which Nigel alludes to, when Olmo takes it on the back foot and gets half turned, and he's looking to slip players in. Everyone wants the ball to feet, and I think with Nico Williams and obviously this fella now, Moreno, coming back into full fitness, you just have a different option to attack, especially when you look at this French team, who are going to be just as quick, just as mobile, if not better. You need to make sure that they have to defend behind. But today I thought they were very good. I disagree with Nigel. I think there's a little bit more to come out of this Spain team, if I'm being totally honest. Nico Williams on that left-hand side opens up so much for Lamine Yamal on the right. And then they've still got quality. Like the bench is a joke. So I think there's still another 10-20% for this team to get better.
Would you also say it's a fair criticism to say that maybe Spain tried to be a bit too cute today at times in the edge of the box, trying to create or score that perfect goal? And the goal comes from literally having a shot out from outside, keeper spills it. Not a pretty goal, but it's still a goal. But when you watch them play in general play, they want to score that perfect goal. They want to play the little nice 1-2. And against tough opposition, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's one or even 4 passes too many. There's a moment in the second half when it comes out to Lamine Yamal. He wraps it in. I think it was to Pedri on the edge of the box, and Pedri instantly wants to do a 1-2. The defender's already running because he knows it's coming. He just turns on the back foot and he passes it 8 yards out into the goal. But they're always trying to get the perfect goal. And when they do score it, wow, it's fantastic. Everyone has to say, to Grella's point, they're the best. But sometimes in moments in games, especially against stubborn opposition like Belgium, just crack one from the edge of the box. You never know, a spill, a deflection, but it also makes the opposition's defenders go, oh, that's what come, we'll go up a little bit. Then you can do the little passes. Become a little bit too predictable at times. But, again, they're exceptional.
Let's bring in our Spanish football expert, Phil Kitcher-Melides, for more. And Phil, on top of the Spain performance, it was another figure in Spanish football that we see often in Thibaut Courtois, who comes off with the injury that might have also made a big difference in this game.
Yeah, and he was in tears, and he was perhaps thinking, this might be my last appearance at a World Cup. He's 34, next World Cup in 4 years' time. I wouldn't put it past him because he's the best goalkeeper in the world, but I think he probably knew that his side's chances were going off with him as well, because he's Belgium's best player. He's their only world-class elite best in the world player that they have, and it's a shame for him because he is an extraordinary goalkeeper, and we possibly might not see him at the World Cup again, certainly not starting matches. And the fact that he went off, Pau Cubarsí stepping up and taking that shot on is something that Spain should have done more of. Courtois come off, this goalkeeper's come on, he'll be nervous these last 20 minutes. We should take more shots. Cubarsí had the foresight to do it. He scored 2 goals in 128 games for Barcelona. He is not a prolific centre-back in terms of goals scored, in terms of shooting from distance, but he's got the confidence, he's got the ability to produce that shot. Keeper should do better, but the winning goal comes from it. So, yeah, shame to see Courtois go off like that, but I think him going off was a direct consequence of perhaps Spain getting that winning goal.
Hey, Phil, Lamine Yamal, 1 goal, 6 games, and you couple that with the performances. Is it good enough? Is it good enough from him? Is it good enough for Spain to win the World Cup?
I mean, it's good enough if he's doing other stuff. And he himself has been on record saying, actually, I really like giving assists. I prefer giving assists. I'm all about giving assists. He hasn't been doing that either. I thought it was disappointing from Lamine today. I expected more from him. We were on the show last night talking about expecting him to step up. He himself had been saying, he was on the front page of the Catalan sports papers saying, my big game will come. Well, today wasn't his big game. I thought he was trying to do too much, trying to take too many people on. The passes or even the shots weren't coming quickly enough, and it was disappointing from Lamine. And I've defended him throughout the tournament because he's not just about the goals, he's not just about the assists either. It's also what he inspires in the opponent. But I think today he was pretty well marshalled, and he's got another level to step up. We know that. It's just he's 18. He's in America. He's seeing himself on the side of skyscrapers. This is a huge thing for a teenager, and maybe it is a little bit difficult for him to deal with. I'm not saying it's gone to his head, but maybe he's trying to perform to the crowd because the crowds have turned up to see Lamine, and so far they've not seen anywhere near the best of him.
Yeah. It's a really weird one, Phil, in regards to this Spain team. They leave you applauding their dominance with the ball and how well they pass the ball, and then they leave you going, we want more. We want more in the final third. We want more quicker passes, more shots from the edge of the box, more crosses into the box, different players playing. How do you sum up this World Cup so far for Spain? Because it's left me with more questions than answers at this moment in time. And they're really good. Okay. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It is a weird one, isn't it? Yeah. So they're really good, but actually they could be a lot better, and they should do lots of different things better, but still they manage to dominate almost every game they play. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Let's just underline the fact that this is historic for Spain. They're in the semi-finals, only the second time ever that they've reached the semi-finals. The only other time was in 2010 when they won it. I mean, what they've achieved tonight is really, really big for them. and they've done it without necessarily being at their best and players being injured and coming back from injury. We haven't seen the two players that were so fundamental intrinsically to their success at the Euros, Nico and Lamine, be anywhere near their full sharpness. So it is a weird one. It's a difficult one to get your head around. But I think, you know, essentially Spain are Spain. Spain are the Spain that we've always seen, but without those two wingers that characterised them in the Euros, and without that killer in the box. That's what they call them in Spain. You know, they call him a killer in the box. You know, someone who puts away chances in terms of a number 9. I've extolled the virtues of Mikel Oyarzabal, but he is a player who has a lot more mobility. He drops deep a lot. He plays with his back to goal a lot. He brings others in. He's not necessarily going to be in the box all the time to put away the chances. So yeah, they're a terrific team, and they could still be better if they do some things better, or certain players raise their game a little bit. It's an unbelievably attractive game against France, whom Spain have beaten the last 2 times that they've played them. They beat them in the Euros, and they also beat them in the Nations League semi-final last year. And that was a France side that had Doué, Dembélé, Mbappé, and Olise all starting, and Spain managed to beat them. So it's a terrifically exciting semi-final.
Phil, just really quickly though, you say that Spain, this is the second time getting to the semi-final, so it's historic, but all of that goes out the window, doesn't it, when they are the bookies' favourites to come in? It's like the expectation, again, it's that weird thing of, yes, it's great because it's only the second time, but also the expectation, the bookies' favourites, this is the minimum that people will be expecting.
Yeah, I was doing something silly. I was arguing with people on the internet. Never do it, guys. It's completely pointless. But I was doing it today because I suggested that actually quarterfinals was the bare minimum that Spain should have aimed for. You know, if you look at their historic record, they've only been to the semi-finals once. Quarters it's difficult to get to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. They went out on the group stage at 2014. They went out in the last 16 of the last 2 competitions. You know, to make it through to the quarters, bare minimum. I'm not saying it's a huge achievement, but it's a bare minimum. It's not a disaster if you go out at the quarterfinals. That was my opinion. A lot of people disagreed with me. It does tend to happen on the internet. But yeah, now they're in the semi-finals. I'm not going to use the phrase, Troy, that you so love. It's not a free hit for Spain in the semi-finals now, but. They're absolutely not, but I think they have got a little bit of pressure off their backs now by making that semi-final. You know, whatever they do now, it's been a decent tournament for Spain to get to the semi-finals, and if they go out, they'll go out to France. You know, no shame, no disgrace in that. Given where Spain have come from, and I say it again, in Brazil, out in the group stages, Russia and Qatar, out in the last 16, really disappointing performances. The fact that. And remember those 2 games, you know, against Russia and against Morocco, just unbelievable amounts of possession and unable to find a way past these defences and losing on penalties. Well, they've been able to find a way now in 3 knockout fixtures, and that is meritorious for Spain.
And so much talk is going to be about this semi-final matchup now. 2 absolute heavyweights in the world game, France against Spain. How do you initially see the matchup between these 2?
I see it as it's going to be a very exciting game, and I'm entirely looking forward to it. You know, if you look at the two sides, the firepower that France have is, you know, way above what Spain have. Not according to Lamine Yamal, because there's a very interesting interview that the Spanish Federation put out when they're interviewing Lamine and Nico, and the interviewer says, "Oof, you know, France's front four, they've got a lot of firepower," and Lamine sort of indignantly goes, "Yeah, what about us?" And Nico says, "Oh yeah, we're pretty good as well." But I think, you know, most people watching these 2 sides will think France edge it in terms of the final third, but in terms of who's going to dominate possession, who's going to be able to control the game in midfield, Spain will dominate and control possession in midfield, and then the defences are relatively even. You've got the 2 best centre-back partnerships in the tournament. I don't think there's too many doubts about that. So it's even, and I'm really looking forward to it. I would say France are slight favourites given what we've seen so far, but given that Spain have beaten them the last 2 times, they'll be pretty confident that they can find a way.
Phil Kitchen-Milides, our Spanish football expert, after Spain get through to the semi-final, beating Belgium by 2-1. Appreciate the time, sir.
Speak soon, guys.
And Spain are the reigning European champions. And we wanted to tell you about the only two teams that have won the Euros and the subsequent World Cup. Spain last did it in 2008. That, of course, is a run where they won back-to-back Euros and the World Cup in between. And West Germany, the only other team to have done it. It usually is a difficulty for the team that wins the Euros and then go on to win the World Cup after such a significant achievement. Back in the 1970s, the West Germans did that. So Spain hoping to do that again. Do you guys think they can go all the way and win this, or is France going to be too much of a challenge?
Can we just rectify? I didn't want to go on too much with Phil, but it's an absolute achievement to get to this point, he said. But they're a level of with France to win it. Which one is it? Is it an achievement, or should we be going 50-50?
After he just actually said as well that he thought that getting to the quarterfinals was good enough, and then now all of a sudden they're
and then Lamine Yamal now and Nico Williams, they're the same as.
It's not level. It's not level. France are very stacked when it comes to the whole squad and players, and you know I think it's great what Spain. We've seen what Spain are. We've seen where they're at right now. Should be a good match. Should be a really good match, but it's not level.
You would make France favourites?
Yes.
They have to be. Obviously, I know we're going to go to break, but when we get back in, let's get really stuck into it. Cause
yes, absolutely. We'll talk about that as the show.
A lot of frustrations there.
as we go on here on Matchday. Up next, we'll talk a fair bit about Belgium as well and the effort they put in to this match. But it is Spain through to the semi-final of the World Cup.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no?
defensively, one-on-one in particular, defending. I don't think either of the two of them can deal with Mbappe or Doué or Dembele or certainly Elise the way he's playing right now. Now, the truth is, there aren't many defenders right now who can deal with that lot. That may sound a little harsh on the two of them, but I do think one-on-one defending, I think Laporte and Koulibaly, you can get at them. If you're allowed to, that is.
Yeah. As far as being the favourites in games are concerned, every game that Spain has played so far, they've been the favourites, but they won't be in the semi-final. So what do you think De La Fuente does? Do you think he doesn't worry too much about picking his team based on what the opposition will do? Or do you think, right, okay, I've now got to look at Doué, or I've now got to look at Dembele, or I've now got to look at Mbappe, and I've got to think, right, do I play Porro in there? Do I play Cucurella there? Does he change his centre-backs? Or do you just think that's his four, that's his favoured four that on the whole has got him the majority of this way, because obviously Llorente has come in as well. Does he concern himself too much about France and maybe make changes because of that in the semi-final?
No, you can't blow it up now.
Right.
You know, you've made it clear who you rely on defensively. Basically, your back five, your four, and your goalkeeper. He's made it clear who that is. And you go and blow that up now, everybody in that team's going to turn around and ask what you're doing.
Why?
They're going to question, well, hold on a second. You know, are we going to try and win this game, or are we too scared of the opposition? Because that's what it would smell of. If you start changing what you're doing, what you're all about, then the first and foremost, the players are going to smell it out. And then that's going to put, not fear, but that's going to put a little question mark in their brain. And when you're playing against a team like France, and when you're playing a semi-final of a World Cup, you want to go out there and have a clear mind of what you're about, what you're trying to do, and how are you going to win the game. Not how at this stage, Spain are not going out on the field against the enemy thinking, right, how do we stop the other team? Yeah. They're thinking, how do we win this game? And if it means slightly adjusting your tactics to be 5 or 10 yards deeper, or let the opposition have the ball in certain areas, then that's different. Players accept that. But if you drop the hand grenade in and start making changes because of the opposition, you'll lose your players.
Time for the legendary performance, presented by Mobile. Now, we did this a few days ago, and Mikel Merino had just scored the winning goal late on to win the game against Portugal. He's done the same again. Does he get the legendary performance presented by Mobile, or is it somebody else?
Well, he didn't get it the last time either, by the way. I bet you can't remember who did.
Yeah, it was him.
No, it wasn't. See, you weren't listening. Torres got it.
That's what I said.
No, you never.
Torres.
No, you never. Torres got it. Today, I'm not going to give it to somebody on the winning team. I'm going to give it to Courtois.
Wow.
He's the reason the game was close. He's the reason Belgium were in this game as long as they were. He's the reason that they might have got to injury time. And unfortunately, he got injured, and his replacement came on and showed you what a difference having a world-class goalkeeper makes. Because Lamens unfortunately made an error, and that gave Spain the victory. So there's no question the most important player today on the field was Courtois, because without Courtois, Belgium wouldn't have been in this game, and it would have been a comfortable victory for Spain.
You do realise if you were in the studio, Dan Thomas would be saying to you, Stevie, why do you hate Mikel Merino?
Well, I never listen to what Dan Thomas says. Neither should you. Nobody should.
Trust me. I don't. 88th minute, Merino followed up. He was in the right place at the right time. What we didn't see, and we'll wrap this up, what we didn't see too much of today was shots from distance. It wasn't overplaying. There was some really intricate, nice stuff. But Koulibaly thought, way out, 30 yards maybe, I'm going to have a pop from here. And any good footballer will follow up. Right place, right time. Because you never know. And it doesn't matter the quality of goal that wins it. Koulibaly gets the assist, and Merino gets the game-winning goal. It's a sore one for Belgium, though, in the manner of the concession. But there's no complaints that the best team went through.
With the ball, you're saying.
With the ball. No, even without the ball. Even without the ball. Because the way that they press the ball, you go back and watch the game. The way that they press the ball is incredible. Doku went through one guy, two guys, three guys, still looking up. Another guy came. Defensive transition, amazing. Best team in the tournament for sure. They just need so many moments to score. It has to be perfect for them to score. They need they need 30, 40 passes to score. France, they're not going to need so many passes to score. They're going to need 1 or 2 passes to score. That's where I think the matchup is.
I just need to know what's wrong with France that you put Spain better than them. What don't you like?
Spain is better with the ball. They're better out of possession. They're better to win the ball back press after loss. Spain is a better collection. They're a better team than France.
You're the same guy that said Belgium wouldn't score today, right?
Did you see the goal that they scored? Inch perfect.
Well, it doesn't matter. You still said they wouldn't score.
It's my opinion.
No chance.
I'm not right about everything.
We know that. The other question.
Who's right?
The other question I got for you, Grote, is Spain dominate with the ball, right, and that's predominantly in the middle of the pitch. So the 2 centre backs, the 3 in midfield with the rotation, and then obviously they go out to the wide areas. Both fullbacks for Spain, in terms of Pedro Porro and Cucurella. Do you think they can stop, slow down, and just keep hold of their front three? And then on the flip side to that, do you think Lamine Yamal can raise his game? Because the one area I see of France that is an issue is probably the left fullback, Indigna, who's very good, by the way, but just when you're looking at a complete team, he's probably the weak link. So can Lamine Yamal raise his game enough that France have to defend and worry about that corner? And then can the Spanish stop that front three?
If you're watching just this tournament, Lamine Yamal, probably not, because you can't just press a button, and he hasn't been good this tournament, right? 1 goal, I think 0 assists, right?
But, and the concern here in terms of